Y'all ridiculous. What's up, everybody? How's it going? Welcome in to episode 5 of Murder of the King. 5 episodes in, yes. It's already hard to believe.
And a one-shot.
I'm actually I have a couple more assets I'm gonna add to the screen, one of which is our homebrew rules, so that I don't constantly have to keep repeating it. But in that vein,
the one that was supposed to be on last time we played.
Drow is actually going to give the recap from the last session when Tempest, Vandal, and Mirage were not here.
Yeah, so last time on the Murder of the King, we played D&D.
Yeah. The end.
Just immediately the cat.
Murphy broke everything.
Let's go.
We did have a Murphy in the middle of the table most of the night.
True.
Blaze also graced us with his presence. Oh, you want me to actually say what happened?
That was what I thought was going
No. I mean, because, let's face it, what do you guys really got to talk about? You didn't save your friend.
You know what?
Fuck you.
Yeah, there it is.
So, we got cut off by the cleric at the Temple of Tyr because Mara decided to remove the head of a tied up individual.
Her god told her to.
Someone told her to.
This one finally came back after turning into a spider to get away from the people that took our 3 comrades, which we found out they were going to Crimport, and they were part of the coin pinchers.
I thought I was doing such a good job finding out what was happening with you. Just found out anyway by interrogating.
Beheading is an interrogation.
It's an interrogation tactic, right?
No, interrogation requires them to be alive to answer questions.
I
There
mean,
was someone alive to answer the question.
it's a tactic. I don't know about interrogation.
Yeah, there were 2 of them. One of them was still alive after the other one was beheaded.
Hey, it did
And
help.
he very, very quickly gave us the information we needed.
That's true.
It did help us get ahead.
Yeah, I see what you
There
did there.
is a friend of the barkeep who is Theron Cole that we are supposed to go find. His name is Stone at Stone's Apothecary.
And for all of Vandal's bitching, we still got to, what is it? The city?
Crimport.
Crimport. Not Copperton. Crimport.
Now you got there too.
Yeah, got
We
confident.
did. We still got there before you did.
We
Because I never went to Copperton.
Y'all are ridiculous. We went to we did end up staying the night, and then we left to go on the road.
I did try to smooth things over with the cleric.
You did.
And I think
I did
that and Mara did too. So I think that we may be able to use the cleric services in the future. Maybe.
Mara cannot.
We'll see.
They took her photo and they put it up on the wall.
I know, Chad, they're being awfully presumptuous about taking access
yeah.
to those cleric services.
There's a lot of assumptions being made here. But basically, we get on the road. We come across a cart that has obviously been messed up. And sorry, Dad's calling. Cart that has obviously been messed up by something, and we come to find out that Ren here had actually come across this individual.
Merchant.
And so we go to figure out what happened to him, and we get dragged off to Copperton.
Because we're nice heroes and we help people.
Whoa.
Sure.
It's because the DM set you up. That's really why you went there.
Sure we did. But if any of you remember from the one shot, Copperton was the town that was attacked by the viney creature.
The void.
And
Creature.
there were some people still left in the town. So we came across I think it was the temple, right?
Mm-hmm.
The temple, and inside were all the people. And
His brothers.
we met Yip's brothers. And Mara tried to go off on a grand adventure, and we were like, "You will die.
Yeah,
Get
let's
your
catch it on the next one,
Get
bro.
your ass over there."
We'll catch you on the boomerang.
Yeah.
Wait, you guys didn't take out the vine monster?
No. We did find out who stopped that. So I'll let you get to that.
No, by all means, please help me
Well,
out
yeah,
here
all right,
because
when-
I'm struggling.
We essentially saved the whole the leftover remaining people.
All the rest of them.
I was saying, you did not save that town. It was already.
No,
when you
yeah.
got there.
And they went to the closest nearby thing, but we continued. We had a good exchange with some of the characters there. And we continued up the road until what we heard was a good spot to stop. I don't remember the name of that tavern though.
We were at the Goliath Hammer Inn.
Yeah.
The best inn I've ever created.
Really fascinating architecture.
Not
There
really,
was
but-
definitely some interesting people that
I
were
like the
sitting
coat check.
there.
Thank you.
Because come to find out, Kira, which is one of our heroes from this area, was actually the person sitting there with her stone arm at the bar that Yip and Mara were talking to. And she dropped
nobody
in-
bought her a drink.
She actually
She
did
told
indicate that she did not.
I asked you for one, but I have one already.
Yes.
That was my hint to all the out of character to everybody who this
When has
character
that ever
was.
stopped her before?
It's true.
Tolerant.
But she did drop a note to Talia, and so at the end of the night when everybody was asleep, Talia went to go talk to her, and we found a portal to get us to Crimport.
Yeah.
So we took that portal, and then we snuck in to a tavern, and all tried to play it off like we were drunk, when really all we really didn't need to.
And it's essentially what we're figuring out is it's like Rogues Town. We're kind of relying on his character's knowledge of the town.
Wait, who are you relying on?
Yep.
Oh, we're dead.
But what we left off with was Talia ended up tattooing all of the coin pincher logo onto everybody, so that way
So that we could get by.
we could get by. We could blend in.
Everybody got fresh ink?
Yeah.
It must have really been a vacation while I was being tortured in
You're
prison.
so stupid.
And we also, by taking the teleport, we should have arrived days before they arrived. Right? Should have.
Oh my god. We'll find out.
All right.
According to how long it takes to get there.
So that's where we're at, peeps.
I didn't make a note of the name of the place that I dumped you in from last time.
You
I don't know
didn't
if
give
I
us a
even
name?
told you. You
You
were just
didn't.
like in a tavern. So
Crimson, Tinkered, and Bleeding Rose.
something you would discover upon leaving the tavern. Well, all right, we'll back it up a little bit. You're sitting in the main room. You were creating forgeries of the coin pincher logos. We'll pick it up from there with those of you that were not captive.
Okay.
All right, see you guys next week.
No, we need you to be tortured. You have to stay right there.
So I do know that they told us to find the Crimson Tankard Inn as the place to stay, or Bleeding Rose. We're trying to stay clear of.
Black Lizard.
No, we're trying to steer clear of Bleeding Rose and Black Lizard.
In the one we're currently in.
Right.
No, Crimson Tankard Inn we're allowed to be in, but we don't know what one we're in right now.
Correct.
So that's part of the problem. We have to figure out what inn this is.
But the guy who was waiting for us at the port did say that we were in a safe inn. He did say it was a relatively safe inn.
You were told that it was going to be, when you got here, it would be a much more as friendly as you're going to get in this city.
Okay.
And that we should, and we also talked about looking for our contact here, Stone.
Yes, we need to go find Stone. Stone's apothecary.
So after everyone kind of gets their tattoos, Yip looks over to Talia and says, "Hey, Talia! I don't know much about how these teleport stuffs works, but didn't we get here before all them other guys?
They traveled up the
possible.
road. We should have.
That gives me an idea.
Okay.
So he's got all these tattoos, right? So he looks like the coin pinches.
That was the plan.
What if we just go find who these people's contacts is here, and who they supposed to hand over our friends to? It gets there before them. Then we can say, we just came ahead to other party, make sure things ready to take them.
Sure, if you want to go find out who we're supposed to get in contact with, we will meet you at Stone's Apothecary.
I don't know. It could draw a lot of attention to us. Unwanted attention.
Well, if one person goes, then we'll know that that's probably not the best idea.
Yep. Do you still have contacts here?
Would I have contacts?
Yes, you have a couple of contacts in Greenport.
Yeah, I should still have a few contacts here. I can see as if I can get some info out of them.
That would probably raise less suspicion.
True. You know where the apothecary is?
So you probably wouldn't know. So,
The character that has the most knowledge of this city is Krex, who is not with you. He has the most contacts here for reasons that the party does not know.
Is there a person standing behind the bar right now?
Yeah, the barkeep's still over there.
She looks at you and she's like, maybe you should go ask the barkeep where it is.
That's what my next idea was. So you don't know.
Anybody got a blank character sheet?
You're so stupid.
I'm
Shut
gonna
up
need
and
to
let
make a
us
lot of
do
work.
this.
So I'll go to the barkeep. We're looking for a man named Stone. Runs an apothecary.
He stares at you. Do I look like directions?
No, you look like a barkeep. But I thought you might have the information. I give him a gold.
Yeah, it's down the road at the end by the wall, near the gate.
Thank you.
Hey, it's a big stone building. It says Stone's Apothecary on the sign.
Shouldn't miss it.
I just figured if you needed directions that, maybe you would.
Thank
Just
you.
goes back to Clinton.
I love that barkeep.
I'm going well spent.
Welcome to Crimport.
So it's basically New York.
In a way, yeah. In a way.
Maybe more than
Anyway. Well, we know where we're going.
We'll meet you at the apothecary.
Good. So Yip heads out of the bar to go meet with his contacts.
Okay. When you head outside, you realize that the name of the place you're in is the Crimson Cowl Tavern.
We hadn't heard about that one.
You had not. So you've got two contacts in the city. You've got a guy named Gray Eel, who operates down by the docks, out of a fisherman's stand. He's called that mostly because of the long scar on his face that was put there during an altercation.
Not so much.
Not so much with an eel. Well, okay. Yes, with an eel, but not because he got into a fight with the eel, because the guy torturing him used an eel to basically shock and burn his face and eat things.
Is that possible?
Yes.
Okay.
So, it is in my world. I don't care if it is in the real world.
What's wrong with you?
So that's one. And then your other contact is the same contact every thief in the city has. He's the fence for the Crimson Shadows.
Okay. I'm gonna go talk to Great Eel because the other guy seems a bit too competent.
Okay.
This is the coin pinch we're talking about.
Yeah, and Gray Eel is a coin pincher. He is not a Crimson Shadow. All right, so you head off down towards the docks. They are technically closer. You guys are actually, the Crimson Cowl Tavern is right by the gate.
Okay.
It's basically facing it. So Stone's Apothecary, why the guy stared at him, is literally, here's the gate. There's Stone's Apothecary. Like right across the
Not
street.
like I knew that. Though.
Yeah, no.
You know, but normal people who come in the front door of the tavern would.
Yeah, but we didn't come in the front door.
You know,
That's his point.
he keeps saying he wants us to save him, but his behavior.
So, by the gate, there's a couple guards that are inspecting. I mean, they're fully armored out. You're like, there's actually guards here? Like, what the hell? And they're inspecting the stuff that's coming in through the main gate, just to make sure there's no contraband or anything like that, making sure people are paying their entry fee to the city.
There's an entry fee?
There's
They're getting a shakedown.
Welcome to Crimport.
Well, at least we avoided the entry fee.
So again, yeah, like it's a large, like I said, stone building. It almost looks like it was built out of the outer wall of the city, and it's larger than some of the buildings next to it. It's about as big as one of the guardhouses that you can see not far away, and the guardhouse literally has a set of stairs that goes up to the parapet. So the streets are full of people. You got beggars on the side. Yeah, thieves. You got beggars on the side going, "You spare some coin for an injured man," and then somebody walks by and they move the eye patch to the other side.
So yeah, it's like New York.
Yeah, it's a bunch of hustlers.
What's your problem in New York?
There's literally nobody that sits there moving eye patches in New York.
And they have pizza.
Yeah, they're consistent.
They have pizza too.
We're better actors.
You're thinking of Baltimore?
I've been in New York Pizza Huts where you got like the deaf guy with like.
Did you say
He
New York
changed
Pizza
everything.
Huts?
That's your problem.
Yeah,
Your
New
first
York Pizza
mistake was when you went
Went
to a Pizza Hut.
in New York.
Yeah.
All right, we're getting off track. We're going down the road.
Yeah. Okay. So you
I'm
guys.
holding my shit close.
Okay. You get a guy that almost bumps into you and goes, "Hey, watch where you're going."
I can say the same.
And Talia keeps walking a little faster.
Did you guys just keep walking and he just kind of stares you down? And then he bumps into a guard who probably just knocks him the fuck out.
Just to remind you, Mara had tucked all of her valuable stuff, including anything that identified her as a paladin, well into.
It's all hidden, yeah.
It's all hidden.
This dude's a serial bumper and he's not even good at it.
So, all right, you get to the door. You enter. It's
In my bag.
musty and floral smelling inside, like an apothecary, like you would expect. There's a lot of different smells kind of hitting you. Drying herbs. There's a couple people in here, cloaked. Everybody in the city seems to be cloaked so far that you've seen. And the guy behind the counter is who you assume to be Stone, who is an 8.5-foot tall Goliath.
Finally, somebody bigger than Dan.
Now the name makes sense.
And he's got like a mortar, right? And he's taking his thumb and he's crushing the herb mixtures. And he's looking at the guy in front of him. "So your wife's pregnant again, huh?" And the guys look at him and he's like, "You know it's not yours again, right?" And he just looks at him and he's like, "Shut up, I'm just here for the poultice." And he's like, "All right." He throws it down and he's like, 17 gold. He looks at him. He pulls a knife. You trying to cheat me? You told me it was 12. And he basically grabs and breaks his wrist and he's like, 17 because you're pissing me off. Keep it up and it'll be 22. He just kind of throws the money and like takes the thing. And he's like, he grabs a few items and he throws at him. He's like, "Here, have the splint for free on me." The dude just kind of walks out of the apothecary. Doesn't make eye contact with any of you. The other guy's just browsing. He hasn't turned to look at any of you. He ignored the entire interaction that just happened. He's kind of just looking at stuff. The Goliath turns his head, looks at the three of you that are in here.
I see
Welcome.
I see you're helping to find people of import.
I think fine is being generous, but I'm helping people.
Perhaps you could help us also.
And why would I do that?
We
1
were
second.
sent by Theron.
That's what I was about to ask.
Oh. How is the bastard?
He seems buff.
So, what did Theron send you here for?
Well, some of our friends got taken. And it was from the coin pinchers. Something about contracts. We need to know where to start to look for them.
Well, if you want to know anything about what happens in this city, you got two options. Three if you're ballsy. One, keep an ear open out in the streets, in the taverns, and in the inns. Go to the Bleeding Rose, talk to some of the women that work there. They often have tons of information. People get awful loose-lipped after they've been serviced. That's your first option. That's if you want to be subtle. If you want to be less subtle, if you want to be less subtle and accurate information, it'll cost you something to go to the Crimson Shadows. There's not a damn thing that doesn't happen in this city that they don't know about. Your third option, he looks at the guy to the right, and he kind of motions for you to come in closer. And so he whispers, there's another group here that operates in the darkness. It's dangerous, and you gotta have balls. But the Black Hand of Lothgar knows everything that goes on in the city, too.
Not the first time we've heard that name.
And most people probably tell you that they're a wives' tale.
So we were.
No, they absolutely exist, and they absolutely keep to themselves.
How do we get a hold of them then?
There's a contact who will meet you in the caverns below the city. You want to get a hold of them, you need to get a hold of a black gem and toss it into the fountain near the center of town.
What kind of black gem? Where could we find this?
Anything you can find, onyx, quartz, black diamond.
It doesn't matter.
The more expensive and rare the black gem, the faster that they'll contact you.
A lot of work for some information.
Your best bet? Go to the Crimson Shadows. At least
Smart.
there you won't have to worry about getting killed.
As far as we know, our friends were riding on carts north. It was a 10-day journey. Do they have any other means of travel?
Well, the only other way to get into the city, you have to know the lay of the underground. There are other caverns that link up to the system below the city. It's on a cliff after all. And people have spent quite a bit of time making tunnels underneath of it. So, you have to know where one of those entrances are, which are typically guarded. Or, you come in through the main entrance. The only other way is by ship.
If you were to bring a bounty into the city, would you ever come in through the main entrance?
Certainly not.
Do you know where those bounties are usually taken?
Depends on who paid for them. Coin pinchers, they'll take them. But they're not competent enough to keep it.
I understand they may be working with the Crimson Shadows directly.
Who told you that?
Just what I've heard.
Be careful who you say that to.
That's
They'll
what
get
I
you
wanted
a
to
knife through your hand.
That's what I wanted to ask you about next. When we talk to the Crimson Shadows, is there something we need to avoid? Anything we need to avoid talking about?
Don't insult them like that. Best advice I can give you.
I'm looking at you. I don't know, have any black gems. This seems like a dangerous sort. Perhaps the Crimson Shadows is the method we need to take.
We can definitely start there.
Where could one find a black gem? Any gem fences around here or sellers?
You could try. Well, you could try the fence for the Crimson Shadows. You might have it, you might be willing to trade, but you're going to need to be a member of one of the guilds, whether it's coin pinchers or a shadow yourself. No offense, I don't buy the three of you as members of the coin pinchers. I see the tattoos, but you don't give off the vibe of scum and villainy
I appreciate that.
and idiocy.
It was just quick line work for the morning.
Well, there's no jewelers in this town, at least no official ones, because, well, it would be robbed every other day if there were. So you'll have to ask around. Some of the other stores might keep a collection of them hidden, but you're going to have to probably offer a pretty sum. Now, your other option is you could check the base of the mountain. You might be able to get away with convincing them by breaking off a piece of the dragon's maw.
Dragon.
Right? Mountain range that backs up the city.
Would we be met with resistance doing something like that?
Probably not. Just be careful whose backyard you walk into when you do it.
Fair enough. That could be an option.
Are we finished? So,
Anything else while we're here?
Be careful who you talk to about this.
We figured we could trust you.
You can trust me. You've gotten the information to trust me from outside the city, but there's not many other people you can trust in this place.
I appreciate it. I'm looking around, just looking at what he has like for sale. Just curious.
while he does that, I hand him 5 gold to pay for the information.
Thank you. Appreciate it. He's got all sorts of stuff. He's got healing poultices. He's got medicine kits. He's got splints. He's got, tinctures that claim to fix your vision. Tinctures for
Any-
helping you get.
Any straight healing potions?
Got a few that are ready.
I'm looking for chamomile, mustard seed, wormwood, angelica, marjoram, and garlic.
I'm looking at early.
That's a very specific healing poultice you're making there. I've got it. So he starts rummaging around. And, reaching up on shelves that anybody else would have needed a ladder to just grab the stuff off of. And he collects it. And,
How much?
this is about 20 poultices worth. Let's say 5 gold.
Done.
Grab a couple healing potions. And what for these?
4.
I give them.
All right, any other questions for him? All right. Yep. You finally make it to the market. And it's hustling and bustling, but you see Grey Eel. He's doing his thing, hawking the fish as well as passing other things under the table to people. Or wrapping it in with their orders.
Okay, so I walk up to his stall and I say, Gray! Gray, it's you!
Well, I'd recognize that voice any day. He turns around and, vicious scarring all over the left side of his face. How you doing, little one?
I can't complain. How's the fish business?
Oh, fish business is good, as he starts wrapping some obvious drugs into the fish.
I can see that. I need some information. If you got a minute.
Yeah. It looks over. Hey, boy, take over. Get better at hiding it. So he steps out behind the booth, walks over to. What's up, Yip?
I got word that the Coin Pinchers is bringing in some interesting cargo in the next couple of days. I'm trying to know when they're bringing it in and where.
Well, I got good news and bad news for you. What do you want first?
But knowing you, you're probably itching to give me the bad news.
Yeah, right I am. Your cargo arrived yesterday. That's the good news. The bad news, I don't know where they are.
Do you not know where they are, or do you? And then Yip pulls out a few coins. Actually know where they are.
He actually pushes the coins back into your hand. No clue. You're gonna go have to talk to you-know-who to find out where they are.
Do I know who you know who?
Yeah, he knows. You know exactly who he's talking about.
Do I know who you know who is?
What?
That's a lot of you now.
You don't know.
Look, all I've heard is that if that contraband caused some problems when it finally got into the city. From what I heard, they got here with one horse left alive. All through the night, a bunch of the guys themselves basically passed out from dehydration. But I guess the cargo woke up when it got into the caverns below the city. My understanding is it was subdued, but still hidden somewhere.
Oh shit.
Why is everybody looking at me? There's 3 of us.
I was gonna say she could be throwing tentacles around.
And this guy throws knives.
And just like that, it became a hentai.
Great Eel got his name for 2 reasons.
Bro.
Now you know why the eel tortured him.
We're done. We're done.
Maybe it was consensual.
No, it wasn't.
Okay. So with cargo making that much ruckus coming into the city, that kind of stuff don't stay too quiet for too long. You been hearing anything else like that?
I know the shadows aren't happy. So I think they'll be more than willing to give you a hand.
Well, that is interesting, because we've heard that it was the shadows what hired the coin pinches for this cargo.
Did you hit your head when you were in prison?
And not too much.
Clamps his hand over. Crimson Shadows don't traffic people. If you keep talking that shit, they're gonna kill you.
Yeah, and fishmongers don't sell drugs, but here we are.
No, really, did you hit your head? The Shadows have a rule specifically about that. No human trafficking or slaves of any kind. The only people that get got are the ones who break the law in this city.
So if it ain't the shadows what behind the coin pinches moves, because let's face it. He pulls out the coin pinch tattoos. Coin pinches aren't that bright.
You're right, they're not. That's why I suspect somebody in the upper nobility of the merchant houses in Crimborth behind it.
But do you know anyone who's got their ear to the floors of the royalty?
Your buddy. Within the shadows.
So Yip is kind of like, looks surprised, and he's like, now that is something I did not know.
Like I said, they know everything that goes on in the city.
So you-
Thieves gets murdered for trying to talk smack about another thief.
So,
So yeah, we go.
Yip says, okay, well, thanks for the info. Oh, one last thing. You hear anything else that might be of interest to some new travelers in the city? And then Yip slides 5 gold onto the table.
Well, I know that you may not have to trade money to get help from the shadows if you're willing to do some work. There is an aforementioned problem in the city. You might be able to offer to take care of it for them in exchange for information on your friends or getting help to get them out.
What kind of problem?
Let's just say somebody who's breaking the rules. That's the most I can tell you. If you want the contract or want to make a deal, go talk to them.
So I head on my way.
And he goes back behind his booth and just kind of watches you go. And gets back to packaging his drugs in with the fish.
So I'm going to go back to the Stone Rose.
The Crimson Cowl Tavern?
Crimson Cowl Tavern.
Or are you guys going to the inn? Was that your guys' move?
He was supposed to meet us at the apothecary.
Oh, okay. Stone's Apothecary. Okay.
Yeah, so I'll head back to the apothecary.
Okay. So you guys are waiting outside the apothecary for him or inside?
Probably outside.
Outside if we finish our shopping.
While you're waiting for him, you notice that there are actually a lot of guards in the city. It kind of surprises you. You wouldn't have expected it. After a few minutes, Yip appears. Comes basically walking up past the tavern that you guys came in through.
So I walk up to him and say, "Well, didn't I find out some interesting information?" And he relays back to you the fact that our friends are already here. They were brought into the caverns underneath the city, and that it's not the Crimson Shadow that's behind it, because they would never work for the coin pinchers, and that they have a general rule that they don't engage in human trafficking.
Then our hunch was right. They might be able to help us. They would want to help somebody who's being trafficked.
Want is a very liberal term.
Well, about that, my contact did say that there's some law-breaking problems in town that the Crimson Shadows want some help dealing with.
I'm not surprised.
He said they might be able to give us some information about where our friends are being held.
This may have to do with what Stone mentioned.
Still, how did they get here before us? We were days ahead of them by ride. I guess the underground pathways must be much faster.
Or they kept moving.
Without stopping. Possible.
My friends also said that he suspects it might be someone up into royalty in this city. What's gonna hit out on our friend?
It seems unlikely, but it doesn't seem there's any other person who would be going after them. It doesn't make any sense, honestly.
And nothing those rich types do ever make sense to me.
It doesn't make sense for one rich noble to go after 3 separate.
Fledgling adventurers?
Yes.
Everybody has a past, do they not?
Indeed.
I still have one other contact I introduced myself again to. It just so happens that he is part of the Crimson Shadows. So he might be our best bet if we want to get this work and find out where our friends is.
Look at both of you for confirmation. That seems like a good idea.
We definitely should go to the Crimson Shadows first.
And locate the Black Stone.
I have one.
You do.
I do.
A good backup. Let's go to your friend then.
So I lead everyone to where I believe my Crimson Shadow contact would be.
Okay. So you head to the what I say was the Crimson Tankard Inn.
Mm-hmm.
That's where you take them.
Okay.
It is a well-known fact that the fence operates out of that tavern. But while you're doing that, we cut to a jail cell, deep underground, deep enough that there's really no light in this room. And Mirage, you come to first. Realize you're shackled to a wall, but that you're not alone in this room. You can just make out the unconscious form of Vandal, as well as Tempest. And you guys are separated far enough that you can't really touch, and you're shackled well enough that you can't really move. There's a large steel door, basically, with 2 openings. One for somebody to be able to slide to look in, and another to provide food from underneath. You have enough play to be able to sort of get to where they would throw your food in your shackles, but that's about it.
Are there 2 shackles to my feet?
Oh yeah, you're shackled both feet, both legs, both arms, both feet, both legs. That's a
That makes
complication.
sense.
So
No, that makes
I can get to the door, but I can't get to either one of them.
You could both kind of reach each other. The room is big enough that you can't quite reach to the middle. Like I said, you can't even really touch the door.
Right.
You can get within like 5 feet of the door where they'll throw your food, but that's about it. And you're not exactly sure how you're supposed to feed her because she's on the back wall, and there's any way she could even reach. So you'd have to probably kind of kick her food to her.
Okay. Am I like exhausted, or am I just like really?
You've had a lot of rest now.
Your head hurts pretty bad.
Just from all them hammer blows.
But yeah, you're not exhausted, but you've got a splitting headache.
Okay. So I'm gonna try something. So I'm gonna go towards my side of the wall, and it's gonna sound weird, but I'm gonna like try to twist my entire body and get all the chains lined up. Right? Can I use acid breath on it?
Yeah.
Somebody's taking advantage of being a dragonborn.
Yeah. Do I need to roll an attack?
No, not for that. Just roll your damage.
7. Yeah, 7. I don't know if that did anything, but
It beautifully cleaned off the mithril chains
Yeah.
that they have you in.
oh, nice, nice. Okay, cool.
The good news is, I mean, somebody got money.
Oh yeah.
And they were ready for you. A couple hours go by. These two don't wake up, but he's starting to kind of in his sleep or unconscious state. You can't really tell which.
How dim is this room?
It's basically pitch black. You can only see because you have low light vision.
I guess I just try to like tap the ground to try to get his attention or something. Maybe if it wakes him up.
Nothing. But after a couple minutes, she also starts to stir in a similar manner that he is.
Try to do the same thing. Nothing.
Nothing.
Is there a guard walking past this door?
You don't hear shit.
Nothing.
Okay, but does he regard?
No, there's no guard. The only thing you can hear is the dripping sound of water coming from somewhere down here.
I'm gonna try something. So I'm going to expend a psychic dice to psychically whisper to him and see if that does anything.
As soon as you do, you feel sudden backlash of your psychic ability, and you get drawn into what is presumably his dream. Tempest, you were also experiencing the same event. In the dream, each of you is a student of some sort. You're all wearing different robes, and standing up in front of you is this enormous platinum Dragornian.
Wait.
Platinum. None of you have ever seen a Dragornian that looks anything like this before in your lives. You've never even heard of someone that looks like this. But what you witness is this Dragornian. You don't understand it. It's in a language you can't comprehend. But you're watching him explain how to pull energy, and he's literally just doing it, almost out of thin air, to conjure different spells. And then you're sort of going through the same motions. But when you look through the line, like, when you look at the different people, obviously you can't see yourselves. There's no Vandal here. Like, there's nobody here that looks like Vandal. But again, it's just this repetition. Everybody's doing the same thing. They're learning how to essentially cast what turns out to be, all of you would recognize as Magic Missile when it's done. But every time it's a variation. It'll go from force to fire to cold, and he's switching the element every time with the way he's casting it, but he's explaining it. And again, you don't understand it. This is some sort of it's Dragornian enough that there are words that you pick up on that you know, but they're few and far between. Whatever language this is being spoken and is so old, you don't understand it. After a few more minutes of this, you basically snap back out of it. And you're just kind of like... And at that point, Tempest actually starts to wake up.
So I tap the ground again to try to get her attention.
Okay, I can hear it, but I can't see anything. So my instinct, I immediately try to get my trident to come out.
You summon your trident.
Okay. At least that came out. So I take the first. I'm going to take the non-lethal end, and I'm going to kind of shove it out a little bit and see if I can feel anything around. If it hits anything.
Eventually, you hit his foot.
Yes, I'm awake.
Where are we?
I have no clue.
Can't see anything.
I can see very little.
So I'm continuing on the other side. I can't feel anything else. Just I can feel where the wall is. I
Right,
assume.
yeah, you can just barely hit the wall on that side.
I don't feel anything else around here.
And at that moment, with a violent start, Vandal awakes.
Wakey, sleepyhead.
What the?
Yeah, I don't know.
You see anything?
You can now see one thing in here. Vandal's purple, reptilian-looking eyes light up.
So that's kind of creepy.
Not creepy at all, right?
Am I getting a low light vision from that?
Freak.
Nice. Yes, I can.
So
You hear me?
Sexy, I think is what you
so can I light up my soul knife to see how much light that gives me?
Sure.
Okay, so I summon it.
It gives off a dim light out to 5 feet.
How big do I think this room is?
It's definitely big enough that you still can't really. You can see her, only it doesn't make your vision of her any
Are
better.
there any torches on the wall that are unlit or anything like that?
Nope. From what you can tell, the walls are bare, other than where you're shackled.
But I can tell I'm shackled now. I can. Okay, so I'm gonna take my trident and try to.
Athletics check,
You don't know.
No, I'm kind of squishy. Yeah, 5. So that's not really working.
Nothing. You fall on your ass. Like you try as hard as you can to break one of the shackles loose from the wall, and it just doesn't. You fall because of just how strongly it's in there.
Can I attack these chains even though I know my acid breath didn't do a damn thing?
Yeah, you can try with your soul knife.
Do I need a roll or not?
Yeah, go ahead and roll it to hit.
19.
19's a hit.
8.
I hope so with it being attached to you.
Yeah, 8.
All right.
Nothing.
It looks like you put a little scratch in it.
Oh my god.
And then you rub it, and you're like, oh, it's not a scratch. Okay, gotcha.
It was there before.
Okay, and since it's not working, I put my trident away.
Well, that's a cool.
You seem to have a couple of cool tricks up your sleeve too.
Like what? Wait, what I do?
Your eyes are glowing.
Your eyes are glowing.
They are.
Yeah, it's pretty obvious, man.
How is he supposed to know that?
You realize his statement?
No, just look at your own eyes.
Yeah,
that's the part he's working in. Any idea how long we've been here?
Not a clue.
Are my spells recharged?
No.
I don't suppose you have that book.
No, being knocked out in a bar fight says I didn't grab my stuff. Sorry. By the way, I was in and out, but thank you.
Yeah, you're heavy.
Sorry about that. I'll go on a diet.
Yeah,
We get out of here.
eat less, please.
Have they been bringing us food and water?
Or is this the first time we're waking up?
This is the first time you're waking up here.
So we don't know how long it's been.
You're all pretty fucking hungry. You know that much.
I cast good berry.
Remember, you don't have any spells.
I also don't have that spell.
I can't not hear Goodberry and not think of the Good Burger song. Welcome to
Out
Goodberry,
of character,
home
what
of the
characters
Goodberry.
do you have? Oh,
I think it's good.
no.
I got 1 or 2 that might be helpful. Technically 3. You don't want me casting them in.
Nice.
I'm either going to arc weld us to the walls.
Oh, no. Don't do that.
Can you see a door?
Yeah, there's one door, but it's just for food, really. And it has a slider.
Has a slider,
You have to see it.
so we can't see through the outside.
No.
Tell us the door made of.
The door is made of steel, as far as you can tell.
Why are your chains brighter than the rest of them?
Hey, I tried a little trick.
Seems like we all have a couple of tricks up our sleeves.
This is the lady who summoned a trident from out of nowhere.
By the way, can I see that again?
And bring it out again.
That is fascinating. Can I borrow that?
Unfortunately, no.
I summon my knife. And I'm like,
Here, you can borrow this.
As soon as he lets go of it, is it still a knife in my hand?
Great question.
'Cause you're talking about your psychic knife, right?
Yeah.
I don't think I can wield your knife.
Wow.
Right. Well, that's why I couldn't give him mine. Is it's a packed blade.
You
Give me a
can.
second to look it up.
I could have actually used
we're,
it, though.
We're in an ad anyway, so probably not a bad time to look at this.
Well, that's right. I can throw it.
I think that because you can
Oh.
throw packed weapons, I'm assuming
Yeah.
you can hand them to
I would
people.
think so. I would
Okay,
think
well then-
so.
You just
Then
can't. Like it can't. You as soon as it at will you can, or if they take it too far away from you.
That's
Okay.
true. There's a distance thing, so that's probably all it is.
Oh, it's not in this book, is it?
it's in
What?
Tasha's.
Tasha's.
You can use mine if you want.
Since you have it, I'll just
Yeah, how many copies of Tasha's do we have sitting around here? I think in this group we have like 5 copies of them now.
I got one in my
Six.
bag.
You
I
just got
just
another-
ordered one.
Nice. I think my next one I'm gonna order is Fizz Bands.
That's
That one's got some really good stuff in it.
Yeah,
oh,
I think that's the next one that I want as well.
that's why I bought it for this guy.
Right.
I just found
I'm
out.
gonna say no. You
Even
cannot hand it to him.
Because it's a
Just-
psychic manifestation.
Basically, it says the second it does anything, it disappears.
Oh, so he tosses me a knife and I grab it and
It just vanishes.
With a try.
Alright.
Well, I can try to hand you mine. I've just never given it to anyone.
Sure.
So I handle first.
Take
And
it.
it's-
So hers is a physical weapon that she can manifest whenever she wants.
Right,
or
and I can
deactivate.
throw it.
Yeah, so you can actually take her trident.
Okay.
Okay. The loop on the wall connecting my chain. I want to start prying it out.
Go. Athletics.
22.
You feel like you got something to wiggle.
Alright.
You don't know what,
Wiggle, wiggle.
but
Hopefully
Was
not
it
my
my-
trident.
Lowered spine?
it's one of those where you ever been in those situations where you're like hitting someone with a hammer and you're like, I think this is moving, but you're not 100% sure.
Alright, I want to go. I'll just keep going at that until she tells me, fuck off, give me my trident back. Or until I hear noises at the door.
Speaking of which,
Oh, okay. Then I toss her a trident back and sit back down like nothing
Goes
happened.
away.
so you hear the lock starting to be undone. You get the there's multiples. There's like 6 locks on this door. And
Not
eventually,
breaking
it
the door.
very noisily, like scrapes open.
Oh, lovely.
You made an impression.
Oil.
And 4 big guys in armor come in.
Do we recognize the armor?
Not at all. And then another gentleman walks into the room. And he looks at you for a moment. Interesting eyes you have.
Interesting mom you have. Who the fuck are you?
He looks over at Crex.
Yeah.
Yes, you are the collateral main contract. You'll be dealt with soon enough. Then he looks over at Tempest. Ah, my dear. Just the person I was looking for.
Why would you be looking for me?
And basically he waves to the guards, and 2 of them run over and body you, and 2 run over and body you.
What the
Up
fuck?
against the wall. And he just, he walks right up the middle, basically, while they're essentially shoving both of you up against the wall.
Shaped up. Why?
Why not? He doesn't want them reaching out and touching him.
Hey,
It's disgusting.
as soon as one of them bodies me to the wall and I get my breath back, I look straight at one of the guards and be like, "Hey, you're gonna grab me there. You're gonna pay me afterwards."
And he goes,
Humans speak funny.
his putrid troll breath reeks in your face. He walks up to you. And he's just kind of standing there, hands on his back. Do you know why you're here?
Something about a receipt?
I should have specified that.
Yeah.
This is before that part.
Before that part? Then no.
Well, you'll find out soon enough. And he walks up and he just touches you in the forehead, and everything goes blank for you. And you guys watch her. You guys watch her standing there, and she just like freezes, and the trident disappears.
Wait, what?
No,
And he,
I had already put it away.
disappeared.
sorry, right, you have it away. And so he begins unlocking your shackles. Again, you have no idea any of this is happening. And he just looks and goes, "Come." And she follows him out of the room. And he looks at the other guards. You can let them go. Tell Archibald I'll be waiting for him in the interrogation room. And with that, they basically let go of you guys, leave the room, close the door, and lock everything back up.
Is this the villain from the first season of Jessica Jones?
Archibald.
Yes.
And I was thinking Archie comics.
That's what my
His name's Archibald.
Okay, so we went backwards in time.
We went a little
for this.
backwards in
Okay.
time so the next
Okay.
thing you know, you wake up in a chair.
Okay.
This guy is sitting across from you. You're in a different room now. It's much smaller.
The same guy or Archibald?
No, same guy. There is
I just want
a
to say the name.
very small window above you that providing a little bit of light in here. Enough so you can see him. He's kind of leaning forward in his chair, just looking at you. You know why you're here, my dear.
No clue.
Shut up. Okay, that's my sick brain forgetting
I
that.
don't like this guy.
I'm looking for something that you have.
What could I possibly have?
Your deposit slip. Where is it?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Really? You don't have in your possession a banknote that gives you access to a safety deposit box in the city of Windcaster.
I'm assuming that you checked my possession. Did you find one of those?
Well, we checked thoroughly and found nothing.
Now I feel violated.
Oh, God. Please don't make
Now
me
you
laugh.
feel violated.
I also know you have unique gifts.
What gifts are you speaking of?
And he summons a longsword out of thin air.
Talk about who doesn't kiss and tell.
Summons a longsword out of thin air and just kind of rests it over his shoulder. I think you know exactly what kind of gifts I'm speaking of.
Oh, you mean this, and the trident comes out, and she starts to shove it towards him.
He doesn't move, and he just, yes, that. You see, there's something that belongs to me. And he gets up to move and start walking around the room. That's in that bank in Windcaster. Something that your mother took from me a long time ago.
Well, that was my mother, not me.
Yes, well, we've already interrogated your father and know he doesn't have it.
What makes you think that I do?
Let's just say he was more than apt to speak once all of his fingers went missing.
Now I'm really shoving the trident at him.
And it's interesting because as soon as you, like, when you go to stab him with it, it's like something else is grabbing your hand and holding it back. You get a voice in your head. No, not this one. And he smiles and he goes, oh, did she tell you you couldn't hurt me?
How did you know?
Let's just say, I know who it is that guides you in your own head.
Mother?
Yes. Except she answers to someone else.
Mother? What is
My
he talking about?
someone else. You get no response.
Can me and him hear any of this?
Nope.
They're in a different room now.
It's fine. You won't tell me and there's a knock at the door. Ah, but Archibald is here.
Oh my god, Archibald.
And in comes this short, balding guy.
Oh god.
Aren't you bald? I get it.
And he comes in. Looks at you.
I hate you.
No, stop it.
Now he's a rabbit.
Hello, my dear. Hello.
Oh no.
God.
And he comes in and basically he sets down a case. And the guy looks at you. I'll leave you alone with him. He will get the information I need as to where it is.
I might have to go lay down after this.
I think we should get him his red stapler.
And as he goes to walk out, he goes, oh, but by the way, and he's like looking up at the ceiling, like not at you. I have been told that you are not allowed to interfere in this process. Use that information as you will. And he closes the door. And even the guy's like, he always talks to things. I never know what he's talking to. And he begins sort of like pulling things out of his pack and opening them. And there are all sorts of nasty hooks and sharp knives and everything else. And
It's like a horror movie torture scene.
He's like, sounds nice, but he's fucking brutal and evil.
Cute little old man who tortures people.
where should we begin?
How tall is this? How tall is the ceiling?
It's about 7 feet in here.
Only 7 feet.
Small room.
How
He doesn't
short
need-
is he?
Oh, he's like 5 foot. He doesn't need a lot of room to work.
Still.
Thrown in a short ceiling.
I know. I
You can't
know.
arc an arrow.
You can't arc arrows.
That's right. No arrow arcing.
Unless you're Kelly.
Mother, are you there? Mother.
And you hear a response. I'm sorry. We'll have to endure a bit. And then it fades away.
Very cruel parent.
And he pulls the first knife and gets to work. And now we're back to you three.
So-
Gip was leading us to
Crimson Shadow, right?
the
Yeah.
Crimson Tankard.
What is the name of my Crimson Shadow contact?
Roger the Fence.
Fucking kidding. I hate you so hard.
Why I was avoiding saying the name until like right now.
Oh, God.
Can we give some people the backstory on Roger?
No, not right
This
now.
is not the Roger you're thinking of. This is not Roger the Great.
No.
Okay.
This is
No,
Roger.
It's not Roger the Great. That's the cheap knockoff. We're talking about Roger Doug.
Doug.
Right. It's not Roger the Great. This is Roger the Fence, who is he's actually a joke from Baldur's Gate. I stole it basically. Anytime I could come up with a name for somebody, it was Roger.
Roger.
Now just a running joke that Roger the Fence is the fence. So you enter the Crimson Tankard Inn, and you're greeted immediately by sort of like a check-in counter. There's a rather tall, gaunt man standing behind it. Hello, may I help you?
This town is depressing.
Yeah, is Roger in?
I believe Master Roger is in the main dining room on the second floor.
Excellent. Thanks, Lurch. And he
Looks at him. That is not my name.
I just salute him as I walk by.
So he started heading up.
And it looks at the two of you. Are you in need of lodging?
Not right away.
Upstairs on the left. Go upstairs. This room is actually full of people. All of them kind of look over as you enter. Everybody in this room is wearing red in some form or another. And they're just, one of them is actually spinning a dagger, like on the table, waiting, because the other guy he's playing with, they're throwing daggers at a board. And he's just watching you as you come in. And you see Roger, you know him, you've used him before. Just sitting over on the side with a big old bounty of shit on the table in front of him. Just looking around. He sees you. Yep,
Raj, how are you doing?
not bad. It's not often you see a kobold friend walking around this town. I mean, you're the only kobold I've ever seen walking around this town that really knows anything about thieving, for that matter. But, yeah, how's it going?
Not too bad. You know, the usual. Making ends meet. Few of my friends got kidnapped. You know, same old, same old.
Wait, you're friends with the people the coin pinchers brought in yesterday?
Yeah, now that you mention it.
Very direct.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Let me guess. You're here because you want to find them.
Yeah, something like that.
Oh, man.
Maybe you can help.
He's going to want to see him. He's going to want to see him. He's going to want to talk to him.
Who is going to want to talk to us?
You three are with him. Well, first, my condolences.
Unfortunately.
Second, my condolences.
So I say, oh, by the way, these are my friends. This is Mara, Talia. It's so.
Ren.
I know I'm fucking with you. This is Rick. And Rick.
Acquaintances.
Friends is a strong word, but we're working together.
Well, in this city, friends is definitely a strong word. Nice to meet you, all of you. So, I take it you're also with Yip looking for the people that were brought in yesterday under less than approved circumstances.
Correction. Your assumption is correct.
Your correction is assumption. Well, about that, I can help you in that I can get you an audience with the person who can help you. He's going to want to talk to you.
Who's the person that can help us?
He looks around the room. And, you know, most of the thieves don't look like they're paying attention to any of you, right? And he goes, the Shadow Master. And the whole room goes quiet in an instant. And the guy's like about to throw his knife, and he stops, and they all look.
The knife stops in midair.
Like, he hasn't even let it go.
Is it because he has something to do with the bounties? Or because he knows who put the bounties out?
Let's just say he knows who put the bounties out. He's not happy about it because it breaks the rules. And he sets the rules in Crimport. help you, but you're gonna have to do something in turn.
Such as?
Not for me to say.
We keep getting the runaround in this place.
Oh, there's no runaround. If you want to talk to him, he's upstairs.
Would you set it up?
Sure.
It's their city. It's their rules.
But our friends are already here. We have to do something now.
It's their city. It's their rules.
Let us talk to him.
Jesus Crimport, you ain't getting nothing for free here.
Give me but a moment. And he gets up and disappears through the wall behind him. Like literally, like pulls a lever, the door opens, and he disappears into a staircase that was behind it. After about 2 minutes, he comes back down. After you.
Before he comes back down, Ren, steady yourself.
I am steady. But we're running out of time.
We know that. What do we know? We have no information. We're at the disadvantage here. If this is how we find them, this is how we have to do it.
Very well. I go upstairs.
Alright. He leads you up a rather grandiose staircase for one that was hidden behind a wall. But it's like beautifully plushly carpeted. Very clean. There's no spiders or anything. There's various decorations on the wall. Sort of golden ensconced what do you call them? Candelabras. Kind of lighting the thing. He takes you up to the top, and there's a large door with the Crimson Shadow seal on it. And he opens the door, and he just gestures for you to enter.
We go.
I bring up the rear.
Okay. Well, I'll see you when you're done. And he closes the door. You are now in a large, like this room literally takes up the entire top floor. You can tell, yeah, pretty much it's the penthouse. You can tell that this went up, this staircase bypassed a couple of the other floors of the building on the way up, just based on looking at the outside of it. All the way across from you, other side of the room, looking out a window which actually overlooks the entire harbor and the ocean in Crimport. There's a well-dressed man standing there. He's kind of scratching his beard, as he looks out of the city. Welcome, friends. Any of you thirsty? He still hasn't turned around yet.
Not really. We're here for information.
Yeah, please have a seat so we can discuss the information you need.
If it's all the same to you, I'll remain standing.
I go sit down.
Yep, sits down.
What is telling you?
She said,
It's unfortunate that we're meeting under these circumstances, although we probably wouldn't have met if it weren't for these circumstances, because I don't usually entertain outsiders in any particular fashion.
I feel you know why we're here then.
And finally, he turns around. You can see he's got a scar on this side of his face. It just kind of runs along the side. He's got a red beard. His hair's pulled back into a ponytail. And he's wearing a red silk shirt, black pants, and he's got several different rings on his hands. And he opens a bottle on his desk and just starts pouring it into glasses.
Is he human?
He's human. Yeah, he's human. He slides it over to each. And he sits behind the desk and just kind of lounges back with a glass and of the same stuff. Takes a drink. I take it Roger already told you who I am.
The Shadow Master. He didn't give a name.
Most of them won't. That's my decision whether I'll do it or not. My name is Eldrin Creel. And I am the Shadow Master of the Crimson Shadows. Nothing happens in this city that I don't know about. And all within a flash, he throws a dagger that basically catches your tunic and hits into the chair. If you ever talk badly about us as smugglers or traffickers again, he gets up and takes the dagger out. That will not miss next time. Flips it, and he basically disappears back into his sleeve where he pulled it from. And then he goes and sits down. He goes, I have very few rules for the shadows, but one of the most sacrosanct is we are not assassins. You will not smuggle someone unless they are paying for themselves to be smuggled. We will not traffic people. We will not keep them as slaves. Anything here is consensual and above board. So, when people break those rules, I'm not very happy about it and the first to know about it. So I know where your three friends are. And unfortunately, one of the major financial players in the city is behind it. Apparently, he thinks that one of your friends, what was her name? Melisant, has something that he wants.
And so then why did he take the other two?
My understanding is that they were collateral damage. The coin pincher's not exactly subtle, and they're idiots. Your friend Mirage, I believe, is the name he prefers to go by. Let's just say he's here because a member of his local coin pincher guild failed to kill him on a particular night 5 years ago that all of you are rather familiar with.
Wait, so the night we met him, he was supposed to fucking die?
Yes. Yes, the night you met him 5 years ago in Velen was the night he was supposed to die.
So technically, Lip Yip saved your life.
Don't give me that.
Yeah, and you would basically put that together.
You're
Now,
never gonna live that down.
Your other friend, who they call Victor, I have no idea what their complaint is with him.
I don't even know who Victor is. I've known Vandal my entire life.
Interesting. Perhaps he looks like someone they know, and that's what they were assumed they were coming after.
So, besides the fact that the coin pinchers are doing something very much against your creed, how is it that they knew where we would be in the first place? We were not nearby.
I'm not sure. My best guess is there are rumors about Lord Vitrar.
The financier.
Yes. That he has a dark gift.
You spell that.
Vatrar. Vitrar. My assumption is he pinpointed you.
Does he have any connection to Temervin?
Well, most of us do. It is another major city on this part of the coast. Crimport is allowed to operate independently because of its agreements with the major kingdoms.
Surely someone as, and she is full of mockery, surely someone as informed as knows of the events currently in Temervin.
You mean the attempts on the life of the king? Yes, I know about them. It is interesting that one of the king's group of ravens got attacked and split up. But yes, don't be so surprised. I know that you're all working for the king of Temervin.
There is no surprise on her face.
It's surprising Yip's face.
Why would we be surprised that you would know that information? You seem well informed.
I make it my business to be.
But how many other groups are there exactly?
One.
One other group?
You're not the only group of ravens that he sent out. I only call you all that because of the pin that he handed out to each of you. Although you've at least done a good job of concealing it. The first group walked through the gates wearing it outright, and well, it wasn't taken too kindly by many.
So they were here when?
Probably about 3 weeks ago.
Interesting.
And who did they come to see?
Oh, they came looking for the Black Hand of Lothcar like a bunch of fools.
That fairy tale.
They're no fairy tale. not condone what they do, but let's say there are other forces that keep us from interfering with them.
We would still need to talk to them.
Being you disapprove of what the coin pinchers did, would you help us?
Well, absolutely. I'll even get you into the very building that they're in on the level where your friends are being held.
And what is the cost?
When you get your friends out, you will have free room and board here, this inn, in one of the rooms. It's a rather large estate room. You can all share it. But I have a matter that needs to be dealt with outside of the guards, while the guards are under my control.
Why are there so many guards here?
To keep order. With all the scoundrels here, we have to basically keep up appearances that the city runs independently. Even the mayor is independently elected and works for me.
How very independent.
So, you're not familiar with the city, so if I said the term Drury Lane, you would have no idea what that means.
Correct.
Well,
I'm looking at him for...
there's a man that lives there, over by the mountains, and he points towards the direction of the Dragon's Maw.
Stop trying to make me laugh. I'm gonna murder you.
He has been involved in disappearances lately in the city. I have enough proof that he is there, but I do require the guards actually function like sort of a standard town guard, yeah. I was gonna say police force, and I'm like, that wouldn't really be like parlance at the time. So they have to have enough evidence to go off of. I don't. But I need somebody who's not of the town guard, and preferably not one of my people, to handle the situation.
You need expendable people who are capable enough, but keep you hidden.
Your paladin friend is sharp.
I wouldn't say we're expendable.
And this man, he has no connection to Lord Bathrar, does he?
No, he is totally independent of that situation.
Can you give me any more information on the financier?
He's a dangerous man. Let's put it this way. At one point, someone, and I do not know whom, because Black Hand of Lothkar is one organization with which we have no ability to keep tabs on. Someone hired them to kill him. And the Black Hand is given a contract. They always fulfill it. They sent one of their better assassins after him. The man was found all over Crimport. Yes. Lord Vitrar has deep pockets. Runs one of the two main shipping companies in this town. He's also responsible for supplying all of the booze in this town.
Then I ask you this. We get our friends, and we go on your escapade down Drury Lane. How are we to avoid problems while the Lord is still here?
Let me take care of that part. You see, Lord Vitrar's business interests are wide-ranging. It is easy enough to cause a disturbance in another city to draw his attention away.
I'm looking at you guys. I don't think we have a choice.
We do not, and he knows it. But we will get our friends first.
He's already made that perfectly clear.
I wouldn't have it any other way.
Yes, but I can still threaten.
I don't think he's threatened by you, Laura.
No, I don't.
However, we do need to find Vandalin quickly.
This is the one that they call Victor.
Correct.
Something wrong with him.
He has a wound that is going to need tending to.
Interesting. Well, here's how we're going to arrange for you to wind up there. You may not be familiar with how judgment is meted out in Crimport, but when criminals are discarded in this city, there's a large pit that they are dropped into. If they survive the fall, they usually don't survive the denizens of the caverns below. However, we have mechanisms by which the fall can be slowed. We're going to throw all of you down the pit, and you will find yourself on one of those exits. There will be a guide there, and he will take you to a secret entrance that goes into the basement of Wolf Patrora's compound. From there, you can break your friends out.
Will this be done in secrecy or in public?
No, I figured I'd send him a letter first.
Everything here is done in secret.
I will cause a public distraction that will get his house guard mostly out of your way. I can't guarantee you won't have to deal with something else inside, but from there, there's a. My suggestion is you get to the main floor and leave through the back entrance of his home. He'll be distracted by the front. Or whatever it is your friend Melisant has, you might want to make it clear to her that he's not going to stop until he gets it.
We'll let her know.
Very well.
Well, I can give you an hour to prepare.
Prepare what?
I'm ready now.
We have all of our stuff with us.
Very well then. Give me an hour to get everything ready. I'll have to send ravens out to my men elsewhere and organize the distraction.
One last question. The Black Hand.
Yes.
We are done with your errand. Will it offend you if we seek them out?
Your own death wish.
Why would we need to seek them out?
They still have ties to Tanadin.
Maybe. It's not confirmed.
It's your funeral.
This is out of character question. Do we know that we heard any rumors of missing people here, kidnapped? Not from the start of the campaign. We were told like there was assassinations around. Was any of that supposed to be here? We heard about.
No, no one was killed in Grimworth.
I was gonna ask,
No one that we care about was killed.
True.
Right.
True. There have been deaths in Grimworth, but not related to that. Yeah.
Nothing
Entirely
important.
out of character. Can I make a special request? Can somebody kick Mara in the chest, take it down the pit, and scream, "This is Grimport"?
No.
I knew someone was going to make a 300 reference at some point.
I was trying to figure out how to work in a Dark Knight Rises reference.
So, the hour passes. But in the meantime, you guys are in the cell. You're there for what you perceive to be a while.
I'm
Food
making
is
another
tossed.
roll working at my shackles.
So you don't have the trident anymore.
Yeah.
This one. I've already started breaking it free with the trident, so now.
Oh, yeah. You can make those rolls.
15.
They're just constantly be doing
Yeah, basically. Again, it wiggles a little more. At some point, food is brought down. And they slide trays in 3 directions. It's basically bread, water, and something that you think is supposed to be porridge, but you're not really sure.
Does the water look even remotely clean?
Surprisingly so.
Alright, then I'm drinking the water and I'm eating the bread.
We're
That's
changing
where
to
the
clean
list
water.
stops.
This is a new kind of prison. You're not
Oh
used to
yeah,
that.
nope.
It's clean water, but it's Dasani.
And I'm not in there.
You're not in there. After some time passes, because you have no way of telling time in here, the door starts being unbolted, and you get bodied again by 2 huge guards, each of you.
I look
Punch
at
that motherfucker square in his face as he comes at me.
He just goes, this one feisty.
Patrols like it.
And 2 smaller, more normal-sized guards come in, dragging an unconscious Tempest, who they reshackle and basically set up against the wall. And with the door open, there's enough light filtering in that you can see that basically she was badly cut, like all the way on the side here. Her ear is very badly mutilated. She's missing a finger on her left hand. At least one finger. It's kind of bandaged. You can't tell, but there's blood soaking in. So something happened.
Did you keep the finger?
They put it on ice.
We'll go back and look for the finger, okay?
And so they walk out, and the trolls, let you guys go and
Punch
back
him
up.
again.
And then the troll looks at you and he goes, "I'll tickle those balls later."
They'll try me a good time.
Walks out and closes the door.
Will you shut up?
Oh my god. Stop it.
So, the troll's like harder, daddy.
I hate you all so much.
So they yeah, they leave. You hear them sort of pitter patter off down the hallway.
Oh, this doesn't look good.
And I can't get to her, can I?
No, you can't reach her. Not without trying another athletics check.
She's conscious.
No.
No.
23.
Say that's not a bad one.
All right, you managed to break your right shackle free of the wall, like from the where you loosened it with the trident.
All right.
So now you basically have a chain whip.
Mhm.
Yeah. But yeah, you still got 3 others.
But I can reach her now.
Yeah, you can just reach
I
it.
kind of get my hand on her, like her ankle.
Yeah.
And like, is she moving?
She reacts to your touch.
Hey, Vandal, I got an idea.
Kill them all. Right?
Well, yeah, maybe when we get a chance.
So I stand up and then I like put as much tension as I can on one of the chains. I look at you.
Go ahead and try to wrap it.
Okay. Just make a attack roll. Just
Yeah, I mean, I'm proficient with chain whips.
Well, at the same time,
just chains and whips excite you.
You rolled on the thing.
At the same time, I'm going to continuously throw soul knife at the base of it.
8. But it's a stationary object.
Yeah, so you've got it. I basically just want to make sure you never roll a 1.
He came close.
I was close. I rolled a 2.
So,
I take it we're both pulling on this. Is that your goal?
well, you're pulling and I'm hitting this thing.
Okay. So he's trying to weaken it. Does that give me advantage on it?
Gives both of you advantage.
23.
6 damage.
Oh wait, is that just a strength check? So roll like my saving throw for strength, or is that athletics?
Athletics.
Okay, so yes, 23.
And
I finally played a game for proficiency in athletics.
Another 6.
Good. With him putting tension, and where are you whacking? Are you trying to cut it here, at your
Or are you
wrist,
trying to break it free at the
or are you
No.
trying to get it on the wall?
I'm throwing it at the base. So where he's putting tension on it and pulling at it.
Oh, okay. You're
Yes.
throwing the knife.
Yes.
Okay. With the combination, you managed to break your left arm free.
Other arm.
Yeah, we can keep going.
I'm gonna keep doing this until either he's out of knives or we're free.
Well, good news is I don't run out of knives.
Yeah, he doesn't. Yeah.
Keep going in. 25.
That's a nice
And remember, Vandal's strong.
No, I know.
What's up?
5 and then 6.
Are those counting your attack rolls? Your attack
I
modifiers?
figured since it was stationary and I did roll 1, I got an 11.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it comes loose, but it's not out all the way. But you've got some more flex in it. So you do it again, and
Nat 20. 26.
okay. Yeah, you shatter right out of the wall, and now both your arms are free.
Alright. And then I guess I can do the same thing. I'm not as strong.
Well, no, we gotta get your legs free too.
Alright, yeah. So,
Yeah,
Same
my
thing.
focus is to get one of us free. Then we'll worry about the other people. Literally, I'm going to work at this
14
until
damage.
the guards start to come back.
Right.
14.
Okay. Again, you chip away. Your left leg is loose.
One more leg for him.
15.
16.
All right, you've broken all four of your chains. You're still shackled at
You're
the ends, but
still
you're free
dragging
of the
mithril,
wall.
4 feet of mithril chain.
Yeah,
around,
you've
but-
got a bunch of mithril
Yeah.
chain attached to you.
God, I gotta figure out a way to keep some of this, man.
Well, I'm keeping all of it.
Yeah,
That's just
that's
spicy.
So I,
Good blacksmith.
I sell.
What are you doing?
What are you doing?
You're hiding in the cell that only the three of you are in.
Hey,
You realize-
no chances.
Hey, you also know you're the only one free, right?
Can you stealth wearing? Never mind.
Wearing 4 feet of mithril chain.
That's
yeah,
what I-
yeah, he silently drags mithril chains behind him.
You can
Actually,
roll
you know
at
the cool part is he
disadvantage,
could wrap it.
yeah. He could.
So you get chain gauntlets.
23.
23.
You wrap Greaves.
You do exactly that. You basically wrap
He's hiding from the rats.
everything around your
Hi,
arms
buddy.
and
I'm
legs.
going Kratos, man.
Hi, buddy. What are we up to?
Going Kratos.
Yeah. So
hi.
I go over to him and we do the same thing. I'm whacking at these chains.
Okay.
Are you're pulling on it?
Oh, yeah. 24. 13. And a 9.
19 damage.
Bust out. You bust free his other arm.
So you have
I was
two.
just rolling for around because I got 3 more limbs to break free.
Yep.
So roll on your book.
Or
Or throw them at me. It's fine.
14 damage.
you break his leg free. One more time for his other leg. And in between, with your passive perceptions, you're not hearing any guards coming back. So you're either really deep and they don't hear any of this, or
17.
okay, yeah, you break his leg. You're now free of the wall.
Or their chosen
So we're both free.
Are we gonna try to wake her up?
Not yet. We sort of get can we take some time? In other words, do I have to keep rolling this, or can we just assume that we're gonna break her free?
We can just assume you've got the time to break her free.
All right. Yeah, we're gonna work on that, but do it kind of gently so that we're not like tugging her around.
Yeah.
Because she's pretty well fucked, and I'm gonna use prestidigitation. Yes, I said that one.
Okay.
To clean her up.
All right, yeah, you clean the blood off, and then you can see just the extent of the torture they put her through upstairs.
I'll tear off part of my robes and start bandaging it. Do you want a medicine check?
Yeah.
13.
You know,
I know it didn't regrow.
they cut off these two fingers on her left hand, right at the base.
She'll never be able to pinky swear again.
Not with that
I was gonna say.
hand.
Pinky swear with the left hand.
So we go back to you four above ground, and a thief comes up to you while you're sitting in that common room, kind of waiting. The thief walks up to you, bows his head. Name's Draven. I'm going to be the one who takes you to be dealt with.
pushes us in the pit.
So to speak. Technically, it'll be the guards doing it. I'm merely there to activate the mechanism.
Who meets us below?
My brother.
Haven't.
I was eating.
Bedroom.
Bet.
Ooh, that was creative.
Yeah.
He'll meet you below in the tunnel. Don't panic. The mechanism is designed to push you to the right spot. You won't see me once I hand you off to the guards, but the guards are in on it. They know what's happening. They'll know when to push you.
I see. And how does this mechanism work? Do the people above see?
No, it's deep enough in the pit that no one notices.
So we'll be falling for some time.
Yeah, just enough.
I don't like the way he smiled.
Oh, and I can't emphasize this enough. This is a reminder. If you tell anyone about how this works, we will kill you.
Just smile back
And
at
then
me.
he's like, have a safe trip.
Let's go.
If the fall doesn't kill you, we will.
Yeah, pretty much exactly what it was. So he takes you outside. You meet up in an alleyway with several guards. They shackle you.
Right.
You know, the guard basically shows you.
It's a whole family thing.
He puts them on, and he's like, "What you got to do to get them off? Just pull this pin out, and they'll pop open on each side."
How are they going to
didn't
explain
try to
why
hit.
we still have our weapons?
You don't have your weapons. Bedrin already has your weapons.
Okay.
That shield better still be there.
Yeah, Draven's looking at you. What? You didn't feel it when we picked them up?
Must have rolled natural 20.
Sorry, I forgot to say that was out.
High level rogues. They just basically pickpocket all your shit.
Sorry,
off
I
you.
forgot to say that was out of character.
So he looks at the guard captain. He goes, "Remember the signal?" Guard's like, "Yeah, we know." Disappears off into the alley, and they take you out. You're bustling town square. People are mad. They're ready for you to be killed. You don't even know why. They don't even know why. They're just excited that we're all here to throw people in the pit.
So I whispered to
We all
Draven,
come together to witness.
Draven's gone.
or I whispered to whoever's leading us there, like, hey, what did Draven tell them we'd done?
Oh, there was a boy who drowned a week ago. We just said you killed him.
Okay, you use this for child murder.
Ow!
Whoa.
Could be worse.
Yeah, this town
Okay.
escalates fast.
Don't worry. Your names will be cleared
Oh,
afterwards.
I'm sorry. Were we facing the wrong way, sir?
After we're dead.
Oh.
I see.
Gravitational challenge.
Well, that's only if you fail the rest of your job, and he literally throws you into the pit. So you and simultaneously you all get tossed into this huge pit. When you look into it, you can see down maybe like 100 feet, but it's like a black pit. So you fall for probably. It almost feels like an eternity for you guys, but it's probably really like 30 seconds.
That's still a long
That's a long time to fall.
Kidding. You fall for like, I don't know, 12 seconds. 2 rounds, basically.
So pretty long. I mean, terminal velocity of like us alone.
And about part of the way down, all of a sudden you get caught by a gust of wind coming up from the bottom of the tunnel that slows your fall. And then another gust pushes you over to an open tunnel where Bedrin is smiling. He's like, "So, did you enjoy the fast travel?"
You have to still screaming.
Interesting.
I rolled like how I would keep it together, and I rolled really low.
And you're right, it was only like a couple seconds.
So like I get there and I like drop to the ground and I like try to. I'll be fine.
Hey, I've seen that look before.
It's all right. It's all right. It happens to everyone. I've vomited a few times on this.
I pull apart my shackles. Where's my shield?
Basically.
And I examine it very closely.
Yeah, I get my equipment.
Really dick on.
Did they take our gold, or did we keep our gold on us?
No, they didn't take your gold.
Okay, I was gonna say I count my gold.
They give you all your weapons back. He's like, "All right, follow me. It's not long now."
These aren't the coins. honest.
Whoa.
Honest among thieves.
Yeah, like me.
Not like you.
Aren't
They're
you a
actually
coin
good
pincher?
at that
Yes.
job.
Former coin pincher.
You've never added the former before.
So,
You never asked.
Because we're only acquaintances.
well then.
I'm away for break, but then remind me, I got a question.
So the tunnel you're in is actually like a naturally hewn cavern. So he lights a torch. He's like, follow me. He's like, by the way, just be glad you didn't go all the way to the bottom.
What's down there?
If you ever have to use these tunnels again, try not to be below this
Noted.
level. And he starts taking you through this winding ass tunnel, and periodically he checks the walls for things, and keeps taking. You recognize he's looking at the thieves' camp that's being left behind.
Okay. Can I see what is like being written? Or what is written?
Yeah, so for the most part, it's like, this way for this street, this way for this house, things like that. But occasionally he stops and backtracks on a different detour. Yeah.
I want to roll to see if I can try and remember where we're going, like the directions that we're going. I don't know what kind of check you want.
Intelligence check.
15.
Okay. I'd say yes, you'd have an idea of a rough idea of where you're going.
Okay.
At one point, he stops and he's like, another way. Backtracks. When you look at the thieves' camp, it basically has a warning about monsters this direction. Tunnel closed, is what it says. Eventually, he stops the stone wall. He's like, you check something. Yeah, this is it. Goes, all right. Well, we're gonna get in here. You're gonna be on the level where your friends are. Work on breaking them out immediately, and we'll have already started the problems upstairs.
Where do we come out?
You're gonna look for a staircase inside, probably at the opposite end of the hallway from where you're about to walk in. And you're gonna go up about 4 floors. That'll get you to the basement level. Once you're in the basement level, take the back stairs, smaller staircase. That'll put you in the kitchen. From the kitchen, you can get to the butler's hallway and out the back door.
Got it.
Whatever you do, don't take the big fancy stairs that go up off of the main room, because you'll wind up exactly in the middle of the compound where most of the guards will probably be.
Very well.
Also, don't leave the kitchen except by the back exit for the butler's hallway. Go out the other door, you'll wind up in the dining room. The dining room is off of the main hall. Catch my drift, go to the main hall, you die. Okay.
You understand yet? You're not stealing anything this time.
Oh, he's absolutely gonna try to steal stuff.
All right.
That's when we leave.
And he basically reaches into a crevice and grabs a lever. Best of luck. He pulls it, and the wall just kind of. Now, you two in the cell hear this. You hear something like stone grating on stone somewhere nearby. So you kind of stop, but at this point, you've freed her from the wall, and she's sort of coming to.
I do a bird whistle that you would recognize. Something we would have always done growing up.
You mean you go, caw?
No, I don't go caw.
I can't even do it right now.
Do you hit the button?
It'd be weird to hear a bird in this dungeon, basically.
All right. So I heard that.
Yes.
Can you go see who just came into our house? Oh yeah, there is another.
Oh yeah, I have a child
child
here.
here, yes. Okay. Sorry. I do the whistle.
Okay.
If I heard it, then I will respond as well, so that way I just seem like an even bigger freak to these two.
So I observe him make bird noises
You literally see me go over to the door and make bird noises.
Daniel,
I
what the fuck is wrong with you?
It's very faint, but you hear it coming from the third door down on the right hand side.
okay. I literally start walking down.
Are there any guards or?
Always
Torches,
empty.
okay.
It's dimly lit. There's torches on the wall here. There's 4 doors on the right side, 6 on the left, and at the end of the hall, just like you promised, set of stairs. As soon as all of you move in, he closes the passage behind you, and
Yeah, I move
Is she
right.
awake now?
I move.
Yep.
Right
Is
up
she
to the
free?
doorway.
Yeah, she's
yeah, you got to
Yeah,
free
you
her.
got.
Is there any kind of like thing to look
There are
for?
basically 6 deadbolts that hold this door closed.
Yeah,
Is
when-
there a
Can I
sliding
move them?
like gate so they can look in?
Is it just a matter of sliding them?
There is a gate that you can open to look at.
Okay, I do that. I see his eyeballs.
Yep.
So then I
Lit
start. We'll address that later.
So now somebody's undoing the door.
Well, I made eye contact with her, so I'm like, okay.
Thank God.
So you hear out from the door, Cracks, you in there?
And I pick up Mirage.
Tempest.
Mirage. Tempest, yeah.
Can somebody kick the lizard?
when he starts chirping, I smack it.
Oh, please stop.
She whacks you on the back of your head as soon as you start making a lot of
Not hard enough to hurt.
I'm
just
not
hard
screaming
enough.
it. I'm like whisper screaming it.
Yeah, you open the door and it as it like slides across.
I'm just like watching back to where I think the guards might come from.
Ren and I are probably both keeping
Um,
watch.
Is it?
you can hear commotion
Okay.
from the floor above.
Okay. Then as soon as the door gets open and I see him,
So his chest is just still covered in blood. Like, utterly so. So is the side of her face and hands and probably ribs and everything else. And as soon as you guys walk in, I'm like, a healing potion, something.
I come up with lay on hands for her.
I have a healing potion. I hand it right to you.
You get all 15.
And I'm
points.
like, I don't think we have long. I
I
hear them
get,
coming.
what size healing potion was it?
No, I laid on
No,
hands
she
for
laid-
15.
Yeah.
From you.
So she did it to her. I gave you a regular healing potion. That's all I have.
What is that?
It's yeah.
There you go.
Like I made those things for a reason. Hey,
Ooh.
Max.
10. Because I give it right to her.
All right, you're back to full health.
Back to full health.
You really threw me off with that.
You are
His blood is just a long-term injury.
you all see it that she's been tortured. Sorry.
I kneel down for a minute and basically pull a few ingredients out and start sort of like mixing them all together.
Medicine check.
Okay.
You can see she's been tortured. Her ear has been mutilated. Not cut off, but just fucked with. She's got severe scarring, multiple cut lines down the side of her face that go down underneath her the neckline of her tunic. Her hand is wrapped, but the rag is rather bloody. Well, it was anyway. You see the bloody rag. You rewrapped it with the
Parts of my clothes.
yeah.
I see we didn't really make it in time.
21.
What are you're making a poultice for her hand or what? Oh, for
Oh, are
him.
you making my
You're
pulses?
making his thing, right? Okay, yeah. You boom.
That looks familiar.
It should.
And I start packing the wound.
As soon as you start packing the wound with it, same thing. Like the blood stops oozing out, the blackish purple kind of calms down, and you can feel the presence of your book.
And he literally slides it in, back inside his robes.
As soon as you touch it, your spells are restored.
Tempest, can you walk?
I think I can.
We have to hurry. The
Anybody got a weapon?
I have all your stuff.
He wasn't carrying a weapon.
I hand,
Well, actually, no. You would have my longbow.
I
Good.
give him his stuff.
I have
He's
a
got
short
all
sword.
this stuff.
All right, you take
I
it.
hand him, or I could hand you my sickle.
No, I'll
One
take
deep
the short.
Does he?
It is short.
Do you have anything?
Nope.
What do you?
No, he carries no weapons.
I was gonna say you don't normally. Psychic daggers
Right.
and stuff.
Find us a way out.
No, we know the way out.
so I
Where
go
are we?
up. I go up I sneak up the first flight of stairs and kind of peek my head over to see.
Remember,
As,
we're going up 4 floors.
as you do that, you see the guards headed up basically in a rush.
So then I put my hand out, just kind of tell everyone to wait until they go up, and then I motion them up.
That would be the distraction.
From an order standpoint, I'm going to be behind him because I guess you're operating as the scout.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be behind him as kind of the,
Okay.
If she is there, then I'm gonna stay back to the rear because normally she holds up the rear. I'm gonna hold up the rear
Okay.
and kind of keep an eye from behind so no one's coming.
I'm
Okay.
switching it because the danger is now in front of us as opposed to behind us.
I assume, are you still carrying her, like helping her?
Does she
move?
need it?
I think I can
Or
walk. I'm
was
just
that
slower
healing that
than.
She can walk. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just slower than.
I'm just keeping her in front of me.
So, when everyone's up, I go towards the next flight of stairs and then go to the top and peek my head over again.
Okay. This floor is a little more furnished. It has regular prison cells, if you will.
Fancy spots.
Only one door is ajar in the hallway, right near you, but nobody else seems to be on the floor. You can hear the guards running up above to get out.
So I motion everyone up again and then move to the next set of stairs.
As you hit this floor, you recognize the room that you were dragged out of on this floor.
Okay, I indicate that that's where they took me.
Perception. I'm just like listening. Behind us. It was 15.
Okay. Yeah, you're not hearing anything coming from behind.
Is
You're
there
pretty
anybody
sure.
in that room?
You can't tell from the position that you are if you're just following the staircases.
One more set of stairs.
Go up the next set then and look.
Is Archibald in that room? And
No.
yes, I'm going to jail.
Oh, okay. He breaks away from the line. No,
Go back.
the room's empty.
You answered my question, so that doesn't count.
Well, you wouldn't know anyway if whether anything about the dude and that him being there.
No, but I was gonna do a perception.
I was just going to see if there's anybody in that room.
Okay,
present,
I got
so-
you. Sorry.
So I'm at the top of the last.
Top of the last set of stairs, right? Okay. This is basically you're entering the basement now. Right? Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yes, basement.
Yes.
And then
We have to look for the other
backstairs.
stairs.
So here, there's a few guards basically grabbing their stuff. There's servants coming down and being locked in a safe room, if you will, by one of the troll guards. He kind of closes the door. Then he turns around and he looks and he goes, "Go, be there in a minute." And the rest of the human guards basically run upstairs. The troll kind of stops and he stands. He goes, "I can smell you over there."
I'm not hiding.
Okay. So I motion down to everyone that there's like
And he
One
Randall
guard.
calmly walks right past you.
He goes,
Time to tickle my balls, isn't it, big boy?
Yes, it is.
I have followed Vandal, but I'm not.
I'm so sick of this guy.
I'm rolling for initiative.
I have followed Vandal, but I'm not interfering yet.
Roll for initiative.
That's what I was saying.
So who got over a 20 with regards to initiative?
Let's roll.
I'm offended.
I already know you did.
Look, when you're asking me, you need to start with 25. 28.
All right, anybody else above a 20?
Look, this asshole was ready to go fight this troll.
Oh yeah, yeah. He was motivated.
All right, who got between 15 and 20?
19.
And that puts our friend right here. I don't know why. Let's make a monster one, since it kind of makes more sense for what's actually
I
going on.
mean, unless we're going with that one, and then it needs to be monster 3 hit.
BBEG. All right, who got between 10 and 15?
13.
13.
Whoa. Is it 14?
13.
Okay, you two are 13, you two are 14. Dexterities.
1 plus 2.
So
I'm the
you,
last.
Ella, Decca, then
No, you're
Soul.
not.
Well, of this.
Yeah, we haven't heard from these two yet, have we?
No, Candace
No,
is
she's
19.
not.
Oh,
Not
you're
everybody.
good. All right. So you have my back.
And Mara. There we go.
I mean, I was literally standing in the
I was
back.
4.
Oh, and I heard this guy's voice and was like, "Oh, come here, big boy."
He's like, I know this guy.
Mine was 4.
Vandal.
So you said the guards were running up the stairs. So am I to assume that there is an armory in this room?
Yes.
Any great weapons?
Oh, yeah, there's a racked one right near you.
I will take a great sword off the rack and go ahead and bull rush. Let's get it.
All right. Let's do it. Now, what are you attempting to do with your bull rush? Just knock him back?
Yep. What is that? Is that an athletic check, right? Or is that a attack roll first?
I think it's an attack roll first.
22.
22. That is a hit, even with his armor. By the way, he has green skin for reference for everybody looking at this roll.
Can I make a knowledge survival for the weakness to that?
Yes.
16.
Acid. Acid is the weakness, the damage vulnerability for a green skin troll.
Ain't that something, man?
Ain't that special?
Ain't that, yeah.
Ain't
Ain't that
that
the darndest
something?
thing?
How are we gonna manage that?
I have no clue. I don't know. I can't think of anything.
I might have a thing or 10.
What is happening here?
It's funny because I thought about when we were talking to Stone, getting some like acid splash this or something like that, just on a whim.
I'm walking.
No, I know, but it's just
Fire
something I
hydrant.
thought of.
How does that go for Ren? Given his backstory that
Oh,
the
shit.
rest of the party doesn't know about.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, I haven't turned around the corner yet.
Okay, yeah. Just keep that in mind when you see the troll.
You hear that voice, though.
You would recognize the nature of the speaking. I don't know.
My God.
And by the way, I would like to also point out that while Vandal said that, I'm a little uncomfortable with what this troll and Vandal have said to each other.
I am for you.
Just saying.
So you're trying to shove him with your bull rush?
Yep.
Okay. So just count your attack roll as an athletics, because you're right. For a shove, that's what.
Okay. Same roll. 22.
Contested by the targets. Okay.
Now that counts as my attack roll, correct?
Yes. So are you trying to push him prone or 5
Yep.
feet back?
Prone.
You succeed. You knock him prone.
That was my action. So.
Talia.
Just make a wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom saving throw. Hang on, that's cocked. 19. No, it was a good roll. He's not very wise. nor is he very smart.
He takes 6 psychic damage,
Okay.
but he does not have to move away from me. So there's that.
You can't move this action anyway.
I could see him trying to like crawl.
But if you can't move, does that mean you have to take more psychic damage?
All right. He uses his movement to get up and attacks Vandal. Makes 3 attacks. So 14, no, sorry, 19, 19, and 27 to hit.
Now I'm going to activate shield because I wouldn't know their rolls.
Right.
But yes, they all hit, even with shield.
Okay.
Question. Is Vandal within 5 feet of me?
Nope.
No.
Okay.
Because I charged 30 feet forward.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So one of them was a crit because it was a nat 20. That was the 27. That was just.
I see what he's up to. He's trying to remind me that I'm not a full-fledged fighter.
18 damage from the bite. 12 and Jesus. 6.
I'm dead.
Okay.
I'm on the ground.
All right. Vandal is down.
Oh fuck. Tomb of Annihilation.
I'm telling you what.
Trolls.
It is a troll.
Mirage.
All right. So Vandal is down. I will make note of needing to roll. Mirage, you up.
You're right.
Excuse me?
What?
You didn't believe me when I said it was your turn?
I don't know. I for some reason I thought we were still on Vandal. I don't know why.
No, he can't act. He did.
I'm going. How long had it been since I used acid breath?
Not.
Couple hours.
Just short rest, I
Yeah, basically. Are you asking if you can use it again?
Yes.
Yes, you can use it again.
Regen.
think. I don't know what that uses.
That's 6.
No, I mean. The
Oh, your
modifier
attack
today,
roll? It's dexterity.
Dex, there should be dex modifier for that.
21.
That is a hit.
9 acid damage.
Okay.
He's vulnerable to it,
What he was checking is to understand, do I know what the green skin means in terms of negating regeneration? That's what he was asking.
How far away am I from him? I just moved my character there. I shouldn't really be there.
He was
have the.
basically Vandal was able to
No, I'm not even on
get
the
to him
table.
within 30 feet of the stairs. The troll is kind of in the middle of the room from where you guys are. So you're about 30
So you
feet.
moved up 20 feet to
Yeah.
get to him because your cone is 10 foot.
That'll be the end of my turn.
You can cunning action as a rogue and move away from him if you wanted to.
Actually, yeah. Sorry, I will use cunning action to hide if I can.
There are plenty of shelves that you can duck behind to try to get out of the troll's line of sight. The room's well lit, so it's not like you're going to disappear in a shadow. But
24 to hide.
all right, you duck behind a nearby set of shelves. All right, Ella.
Agonizing blast. 23 to hit.
That's a hit.
Being ornery.
6 damage. 4 damage.
Yep.
Is getting past an item does that cost an action?
It really depends. What exactly are you trying to do?
I want to ask either Rin or Talia to pass me a health potion. What I'm trying to do is
What book?
get a health potion from them, run
Let's
up
see
to
if
Vandal, and use my action.
I would
Yeah,
allow
yeah,
that to be a
strength
bonus
is
action if they toss you the health potion.
Okay. Well, the other part of the plan was to do that and then use cunning action as a bonus action, so that wouldn't work. That would take my bonus
Yeah,
action.
you just can't because cunning action allows you to activate a new bonus action.
Okay, it's a new bonus action. It doesn't use my bonus action.
I thought it uses your existing bonus
Yeah,
action.
that's what I thought too.
Well, wait, you haven't declared an action yet.
Well, what he wants is his action would be administering the healing potion to you.
Yeah, so when I use my movement to run up to you and administer the healing potion, but I would need a bonus action for either Talia, Ran, or Mara to pass me one.
Can we do that?
Right,
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, it says you take a bonus. It takes you take a bonus action in combat.
No, it came out before Tasha's.
Yeah, I mean, if I can do that, I'll give him.
Yeah, as a bonus, you can basically toss it to him.
Yeah, I'll
You
give
go
him
to the party,
a spell. I mean, a potion.
Okay,
Healing. It's a regular potion.
so I'll do that. I'll go use my movement to go right behind Vandal, and then I'll use my action to administer the healing potion.
Okay.
So Vandal will be in front of me when he gets back up.
Okay.
He's looking right now.
That's what I was gonna do.
Okay. I was making sure you're limited to one bonus action and cunning action takes it. So, or cunning action or what this
Soul, could you roll a healing potion for me? Yeah, 2, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
Plus
Okay.
2 before.
Okay, so Shadow, you are back up with 2 HP.
It's in Xanatars, but
All right.
But he does not have advantage. Oh, I don't. No, sorry. Never mind. I'm reading past that.
I'm
Oh,
just
pack
using
tech.
cunning action from Drayden.
hey babe, can you pass a Xanatars over here?
And he always has an extra action from all the speed potions.
yeah. Well, that was what did it. Was
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Before I end my turn,
Yep.
I use Grovel, Cower, and Beg.
Ha!
So now Vandal gets advantage.
Does that require any kind of action?
Wait,
to
is Vandal
use,
back
or-
up?
Yeah, with 2 HP.
Good question.
Okay. How do you manage that?
He
healed
gave
a
you
healing potion
administered a
and gave it to
potion
you.
of healing to you. He had me roll as a minimum roll.
You know what? I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure.
that's
I'm
minimum
I'm
is
pretty sure it is
4.
an action.
I said that it was
There
4. I
it
don't
is.
know why
I
he
was
said
like,
2.
I'm sorry. I was having a hard
Yeah,
time
it should be
finding it.
4.
You pass that down for me. There we go. Xanatars. And Ren is up.
Yeah, he's gotta look up this thing. real
Oh,
quick.
no.
But it's void now.
It's gonna take me my whole movement to get around the corner before I see him from where I am. I'm assuming that's a corner?
No, we were
Doorway?
down a hallway.
No, you guys are coming up the stairs.
Yeah, we had to go through a doorway.
So we're in the basement right now.
Uh-huh. Do I see him from where I'm at?
Somebody
You're behind
hand me
me.
the push.
I was in the back. That's why I'm saying I thought I had to go up around the corner.
It'll take you 15 feet to get up the stairs, and then you'll be able to see him line of sight at that point.
Okay. Bro, hand me the little arm.
Apparently, it's all the way over here. That's why nobody.
Where did you just drop?
I kicked over the thing.
The thing.
Highly typical term.
Thing.
The clapper.
The thing.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
my.
That troll probably got the back.
He's 20.
I'm trying to. Where is Yip's character?
Good question.
No,
He's not on there.
He would be right behind you.
I'm still by the doorway.
Correct.
I haven't moved yet. Isn't this what we were supposed to do during break?
Yeah.
So here's what I'm gonna do. I come around the corner. I see a troll. As soon as I heard combat, I turned into a wolf. To be clear, I come around the corner. I see there's a troll and I see Vandal looking beat up. I know I gave a potion to somebody, so I get as close as I can to the troll, and you see Ren basically freeze up. He doesn't take an action from there. He doesn't attack. He doesn't transform. You just see him stop, and he's looking at the troll. I am my turn.
Yep. Mara.
I move into the troll, but I'm moving to flank.
Okay.
I have 30 feet of movement, so I don't think I'll be able to flank him this turn.
I just set him right arbitrarily. So.
Should be a little closer than that. Yeah, from like right about there.
Okay.
So I'm moving to.
She could get up to his side.
Yeah. Yeah,
I'm gonna
maybe
put
that.
you on this side because it's easier.
No, that's the side I was gonna go for anyways. Okay.
Okay.
And I have my sword out with the flame activated.
Boom.
Flamin'. See how
Flame
well I
on.
do. And not well
That
at
guy used to be my
all.
favorite character for a long
What do you say?
Flame on.
Oh, the torch. Yeah.
I'm gonna guess that a 7 does not hit.
7 is a miss.
Okay.
Wait, Vandal's back up, correct?
Am I 5 feet
Yeah.
within Vandal?
Yeah.
Troll
You can
rolls
reroll
at a.
Yeah, you also.
No, I can't reroll it.
Yes, you can.
Chrono shift. Yes, you can.
Okay. We're not gonna roll on the thing because it's apparently doing. Okay, does a
Much better.
19 hit?
That is a hit.
Okay, cool. Also, because I am within 5 feet of Vandal, Troll rolls at a disadvantage when attacking him.
Okay.
D8 and a D8. 13 damage. 5 necrotic.
13. So 13 slashing, 5 necrotic.
No, I'm sorry. 8
Total.
slashing, 5
Okay.
necrotic.
Gotcha.
What?
Nothing. Talking to myself.
Oh, you read spells?
Okay. Back to Vandal.
And it's half your move.
The look in Vandal's eyes changes as he looks at the troll. The troll gets a little unnerved.
And it's half your action to stand up, half your movement to stand up, right? So I'm going to go ahead and stand up. I'm going to move my 15 feet around him so that I am flanked with Mara. And then I'm going to
Are you still
ask the DM a question.
Are you still within 5
Play
feet of me?
here.
Huh?
Are you still within 5 feet?
No,
No.
'cause you're on the other side.
But we have advantage on attack rolls from flanking it. So I'm just going to ask this out loud instead of writing it down and passing a note.
Yep.
Red light.
Yep.
Does he have access to twin spell?
Yeah, he does.
I'm going to twin spell.
Okay.
Chromatic orb. Acid.
Okay.
Is Ren within 5 feet of me?
I am.
So you just apply it to Ren instead.
Yeah.
One missed. So the first one missed. Second one did not. Hang on a second, I'm doing math. Okay. An 8 and 8, 16. Hit.
This is a hit.
Alright. So.
Oh, wait, sorry. 16 to hit.
Yeah.
That is a miss.
Okay, I'm going to chrono shift to that. That's better. 24 to hit.
That is a hit.
Okay. I'm seeing if there's a saving throw for it. Okay, no saving throw. Remind me, I have to reroll one of these. Or reroll that one.
And then we roll again.
21 acid damage.
Okay. The troll basically roars in pain as it, splashes like all over.
And then
Starts to wet his
in a
armor.
very kind of smug, creepy voice that Vandal does not normally have, did you really think I was done with you?
The troll kind of
Bonus action, second win.
takes a half step back.
Nothing personal. Dude. Just business.
But you're gonna tickle your own.
The troll's like,
We're not done yet.
My balls.
I know.
When he used chromatic orb on him, technically he threw his balls at him.
And since he twin spelled it,
Oh no, the other one veered off into the wall somewhere.
one of his balls hit.
One did not.
There you go. Here, somebody else's turn.
Okay. Oh, second wind, not action surge. Right.
Right. Second wind, I just regenerated hit points.
Right. Tell you.
How old does the troll look?
Can we hover over it?
You tab over the troll.
We're
And
not
a little,
that kind of
a
troll.
little scroll appears that says wounded.
Can you make another wisdom save?
Wisdom. I should not try to sing. This is bad to begin with. And this voice.
I believe in you.
That is a 9.
That is a fail.
Bro.
Somebody's messing with his mind.
So it's 10 psychic damage. And he's gonna try to get as far from me as possible.
God.
Yeah.
Let me ask you how the spell works. Is it an immediate thing, or like if you move closer, he has to move? Like, what's the rules on it?
Immediately uses its reaction, if available, to move as far as its speed allows away from you.
That's what I wanted to know. Mara, Ren, and Vandal all get attacks.
And am I still red light?
Oh yeah.
Which means I have combat casting.
Yes, you do.
You also get an attack of opportunity.
Oh, I should have asked. Do we still get a roll with advantage for that?
Oh yeah, absolutely. You're still flanking him.
Does 11?
11 doesn't miss.
I'm gonna roll if I attack.
Oh, right. I have to roll 3 separate attacks for 1 spell. So
Oh, yeah.
all right. 26.
Hit.
20.
Hit.
23.
Hit.
All right, first one. 17. 18. 18.
How would you like your scorching ray to kill him?
Literally 1 into each shoulder and 1 straight into his forehead.
Guy, the one through his forehead, or basically burns right through his head.
And then before that flips, reach down with a knife, cut his balls off, and shove them in his mouth.
And yet, Mara gets shit for cutting off a guy's.
Roll, and he's already dead. If anything, I'm offending you because I'm disrespecting the dead.
I'm not mistaken, by the way.
And after that, Vandal kind of comes out of it.
Here.
Troll beard. Troll beards are used in the making of healing potions.
And then Vandal kind of staggers back.
Excited.
What?
Touching his balls.
Yeah.
So Mirage like sidesteps 2 feet away from him.
So the troll's basically got 2 puffed out cheeks.
Okay.
And 3 holes in him.
We have to go up these stairs and
Yeah.
into the kitchen.
So I go to the top of the stairs and I open the door a bit and look out into the kitchen.
Kitchen is empty. Nobody up here.
Do you see the butler's hall?
Do I see a door there?
There are 3 doors out of the kitchen.
I motion everyone.
And it's at this moment that you realize that he told you to use the butler's hallway, but he didn't see which door went to the butler's hallway.
Alright,
There's a set of double doors on the western wall,
Oh, not the butler's hallway.
and there are 2 smaller doors, one on the south wall, one on the north wall.
Check the smaller door.
Can I make a perception check to hear where the commotion is coming from?
Can I also make a perception check to see if there's anything worth making?
13.
I rolled a 1.
You rolled a 1.
Yes. For perception and make.
There's a nice kitchen. You wish you could fit the whole kitchen in your bag.
That copper pan is really expensive.
Ceiling.
I grabbed another.
A 19 to investigate the 2 smaller doors. Which one's more likely to be
I like how we all went with different roles for different reasons to figure out which way we're going.
Perception wise, let's deal with that first. That's the easier one to decide how that plays out. You hear commotion from the south and west.
Okay.
Generally speaking, it's like that sort of arc of the room.
Okay.
What direction did we come in?
Your investigation, you have no idea. Just being underground and everything.
But the double doors are on the southwest side, or
Double doors are on the western wall. You assume that those are the ones that lead to the dining area. The northern door looks more used than the southern door. Kind of akin to the western door. It's a more used entryway in and out.
Are there any keyholes in the doors?
No.
Which way do the doors open? They open like towards the kitchen or?
Her investigation revealed that they're on swinging hinges.
They swing both ways.
Okay. So then I peek through the left door then.
Which one's the left door?
So I go over the directions of the doors.
North, south, west.
The double doors are the north and the west one?
The double doors are the west door.
Okay. I peek through the south door.
Okay. That is the main hall.
Okay. I immediately just kind of back away.
Okay.
I'm like, is not that one.
You get enough of a glimpse to literally see the crimson shadows set the front of the house on fire. And there's an active combat happening outside the home.
That was the distraction.
Oh,
So-
it's distraction.
You see Yip come back in through the door and he says, "Okay, guys. 1, that's not the door. 2, that's not my fault."
go get the door.
Open the northern door, and there's a butler just panicking underneath like he's in the hallway, but he is like basically climbed into the cabinet. He threw like all the crystalware like on the ground, and is just like hiding. And he sees you. He's just like,
Walk by, lay my hand on his shoulder, friends.
okay. He just kind of calms.
You didn't see us. It's fine. Okay, we leave.
Back exit.
What's the most expensive looking thing there? 5
Jesus
perception.
5 perception. You're pretty sure that it's
Or sorry, 8 perception.
8 perception.
The butler.
You're
That's what I was thinking.
you're pretty sure that it's the fork that's on the butler's above him on the countertop.
Okay. I grab the fork and then any other little valuables I can.
No, you grab like 6 forks.
Yip's happy with that.
Okay.
More for my collection.
and you guys roll out the back door, find yourselves on the street, behind it, behind the house. You're basically in an alleyway. There's somewhat of a garden bed area, but really, like, right next to this, there's, like, other buildings.
What was the inn called?
The inn that you're supposed to
Crimson.
get the
Crimson,
Rose?
No.
no.
Crimson Tankard Inn.
Crimson Tinkered Inn.
We have lodgings at the Crimson Tankard
We
Inn.
need to get these chains off us first.
So can I roll a use thieves tools to roll a lock picking check?
Yes.
You kind of just do it
Are
for
we
like
gonna
all the
do it
movies.
right
We're gonna
there?
have to. We can't
We're
walk
in the
through town
alleyway.
covered in dragging 4 feet of mithril.
Yes,
chains.
you can. Just do a big jump
By
check.
the way, I look at Yip in the eyes and I'm like,
I'm keeping these chains.
What do I add for lock picking? That's sleight of hand.
You roll
Dexterity.
with initiative. I mean, you roll with
Proficiency and
Profici-
dexterity.
proficiency and dex, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Mhm.
21.
Yep, just goes through. Picks up
I
ice.
literally, he is not nicking my 4. I'm putting them in my bag that she handed me.
Mhm.
And I'm asking her what she's going to do with hers.
I hand them to you.
Put them in my bag. He's keeping his.
All of you would have noticed with your passive perceptions that Ren was a little slow to follow you up the stairs.
And I'm transferred back.
And he's not a wolf anymore.
Red. Good.
I'll be good.
Run it, come on.
Let's just go.
Alright, so from here, the two of you are the most familiar with Crimport, particularly you.
Did that, by the way, did that little nugget come up in the cell at all while we were just waiting?
what?
Like that you're from Crimport? Well, I guess no, because me and you didn't know we were in Crimport.
No, until right now. You realize where you are.
So, the moment I realize where I am, I beeline to a place I think somebody might be.
But you just heard me say that we have lodgings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not taking you there.
So is so
I'm
following
going.
you.
I'm going whether y'all are going or not.
oh
Mirage, where are you going?
To see somebody.
You know this time.
Yes.
Pull the hood up.
So, he takes you back alleys, avoiding most large crowds.
Considering we were just executed, I do put my hood up.
Okay.
For child murder.
God.
Yeah, but we brought the child back.
Just not back as a human child.
That's right.
Well, you got better.
And you wind up heading towards the Dragon's Maw Mountains, which, by the way, I didn't really sell this enough in the description of the city, but the city's literally built right at the edge of the Dragon's Maw Mountains where they meet the ocean.
Which is absolutely huge.
Right.
Wow.
They are massive. They tower over the city. It's like the main feature you notice aside from the fact that it's on the ocean front and that this whole thing's built on a plateau. So he basically takes you back over to that side of town, closer to the docks, to a small house where he doesn't even really knock. He just kind of barges in through the front door.
I do turn around and I say,
Respectfully, can you guys wait out here?
Respectfully, I think
You
we're
want
all
us
wanted.
we're
You want us
To
to wait outside?
stand out here while we are wanted.
How far did we walk?
Across the
Alright.
damn city.
Okay. So we're well away from the
So I didn't print out maps for you guys because I didn't have this completely finished. But the southern part of town, the main feature is there's a large lighthouse near the shoreline. You were basically right there. That was the manor house you escaped from. It's right near the lighthouse.
Which is now blazing on fire.
And he took you.
The house is not lighting.
Lighthouse and the firehouse. He basically took you all the way north across town, to the shack at the base of the mountains.
All
I literally pull up a spot to lean on the corner.
Okay. Yeah, there's not many people around here. There's some people nearby. The fish market and the wharf is nearby, so there's like
What kind of building
fishermen
is
and-
this? I mean, are we talking like mud brick?
No, everything in here is basically, well, not everything. So some things are stone buildings because they predate Crimport being a quote-unquote free city. Back when this belonged to the Dragornian Empire and it was their port city, there are buildings that date back to them. I mean, most of the ground, cobblestone you're all walking on, was built by the Dragornians. The walls are so massive because they built them. But most of the rest of the houses are human construction, sort of almost like Tudor style, wood. Combination sort of wood, brick and mortar, that kind of thing.
So are we on the front porch?
Front porch, he's sitting on the corner of the house, closer to the wharf.
Could you be quick because we do have to go back to where.
All right, so you enter the house, and basically on this main floor, there are two Dragorians in armor sitting in the room. And they look at you. You don't recognize them, but they stand, and they're like, they pause for a moment. Lord Krex, and they basically both bow at you.
Where is she?
Your mother, she's upstairs, sir.
Can I get a perception?
You can get a perception.
Yeah, to see if we can hear the conversation from outside.
No, you can't hear the conversation
Fuck!
outside.
I do. I'm actually going to talk to them, so that would probably distract them from listening anyway.
Right.
I'll whenever you want me to.
Okay, yeah, we'll jump into that in a second. So you head upstairs, and your mother turns and, oh, son, I didn't know you were going to be in Crimport today.
Yeah, I didn't either.
You all right? You look rather gaunt. Have you eaten?
No. I just...
And he goes on explaining how like all these events happened and how he was locked up. For
She
5
listens
years.
intently.
Everything. He runs everything down.
How much detail do you give your mother?
Look,
My-
he's a mommy's boy, okay?
I
Leave
had-
him alone.
So yeah, I tell her everything. And maybe aside from getting, captured and almost tortured, and I ended up in
Hey, you include the fact that you made your friends wait outside.
No.
Okay. So she listens intently, and she's like, I'm glad that you're free and safe and that you have those that are looking out for you. Much like the men that are downstairs.
Yeah, who are
They are members of a society that is developed within Rocky Yacht, my son.
And why haven't I heard about this?
My understanding is it's a relatively new development, but it is interesting. They, they desire to see you back on the throne. It's time I told you something about your father.
Vandal keeps too many secrets. I don't like Vandal and his secrets.
Your father was once the Lord Regent of Rakiat.
That term is so loose.
Rakiat or Lord Regent?
Okay.
Yes.
Lord Regent.
So where is he?
He was murdered by that monster, Colorin.
Tolerant. That name sounds so familiar.
Yes, he is the one who was the true king of the Dragornian Empire.
And so that's why Papa was never around.
Yeah, he went to go get milk and never came back.
Yes,
But Papa!
he was brutally murdered in front of a crowd of people.
People. And nobody did anything about it.
No, we had to flee.
That's why we were in Crimport.
Alright, can I pause out again?
Yeah,
First off, just for the viewers, okay, Colorin is my character from the last campaign. Alright, and your mother is freaking delusional, dude. Like, lay off the mushrooms, okay? Because she's seeing some shit.
He doesn't know that.
Alright, sorry. I couldn't take it.
No, I know. I knew that's why you're all cracking up over here because you're like, what in the fuck? This bitch is such a liar.
Can't believe you murdered that poor
I
man.
know. I murdered that poor man that imprisoned me and tried to kill me. Several times.
She saw it on the news that there was fraud in the battle.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. All right.
More people battled than were in.
So she looks at you. Your rightful place is on the throne of Rocky.
Good luck with that.
He nods. And he kind of, I don't know, he kind of like paces back and forth, just trying to absorb the information. And he's like,
While I would enjoy the role, I have other things I have to accomplish first.
Very well, my son.
But rest assured, I will be back here.
Well, should you need help, followers of that group that I totally made up a name for, I can't remember right
The
now.
voice of...
No, this is a different organization. This is a whole nother loyalists of,
Is it on the
Fuck
sheet or?
I think it's, I have it in my notes, but I'd have to pull it off.
The followers of the true king.
It's something, I don't remember what it was. It has an actual name. But anyway, just look for them. And
I think that's what
Where can I find them? Are they scattered?
they're scattered throughout the empire.
and I kind of give her a hug really quick,
I have to go now.
Be safe, my son.
then head out, and I nod at the two guards, and I tell everybody that we can go.
All right. So, meanwhile, while he was explaining everything that's happened to him in the last 7 years, Ren, you were gonna.
I'm looking at Tempest injuries, and looking at you. It doesn't appear that you were went through what she went through, but I don't know. I'm sorry, we weren't sooner. We were held up on the way here by a disturbance in a town. And I'm looking at you and your injuries. Sorry, but I'm confused how you even got here before us. We teleported here.
Excuse me?
We met someone.
Who teleported here?
I'm pretty sure that it doesn't quite work that way.
Who teleported here?
We did.
How?
We found a teleportation circle and we used it.
Someone we know from the college.
You know what's coming. 15, Sean. Is there a single person in this party that could eventually cast that spell?
No.
Besides me.
Besides you? No.
Someone from the college helped us.
Helped you? How? Like, cast the spell for you?
It's not a spell.
A teleportation sort of absolutely is a spell.
It was like this big stone circle. And we stood on it, and it was glowing purple. And just 1 minute we were at this end, and the next we were here.
Talia sits down, opens up her backpack, reaches in for the thing that was given to her.
Scroll? Or
Well, it was overall like directions written down for her. But reaches out for it, or goes in her backpack and grabs it, and then reaches out towards you and says, "With this." And yes, as a matter of fact, I can cast teleport at 7th level.
yeah, but not teleportation circle.
No, not teleportation circle, but I can teleport.
Yeah, no, his question is more designed like, is anyone in this party capable of doing this at the particular level?
Right.
No, nobody is.
But that's where Randall's going with this, is even with the appropriate direction, none of us possess the necessary magical power.
Right. And that's why I explained someone we met
So-
from the college. Regardless, we figured to be days ahead of you. How did you get here? What happened?
Again, I'm not sure that it quite worked out the way we thought it did.
Somebody else takes over for Vandal's portion of the conversation to explain
Oh.
timey-wimey.
Oh, my dear boy.
Holy.
Your ineptitudes are rather numerous, but I don't hold that against you. You're just a lack of education. Teleportation Circle is a spell that requires a very exacting roll, and if you were to try it, perhaps with the appropriate spellcraft and the limited knowledge that you possess, without the appropriate power, it would draw that power from something else, such as, I don't know, your life. It could also draw it from time.
Bendel, didn't you say you never had an education?
So your teleportation was a slow walk, essentially. I mean, the younger races, I expect no different.
I see.
And after that, all of a sudden, you kind of...
And he reaches into his bag and grabs some more.
And yes, your 21 indicates to you that was not him talking.
I'm pretty sure that it just helped us move a little faster, but that the time didn't really actually
Well,
progress the way
I
we
mean,
thought
with my
it did.
limited understanding, I don't even know how you were able to activate it. But,
Limited.
Because I was given instructions on how to activate
I mean, I'm quite impressed.
You just
Well, thank you.
explained everything about it.
Mara just shakes her head at you, Ren. Basically trying to indicate drop it.
The point is, we owe a debt for this, unfortunately. To get the information to find you, we had to go to the Shadow Master of the Crimson. What's it called? Crimson
Shadows.
Crimson Shadows.
What kind of debt?
They want us to do something for them. We have to take out a problem for them. We can explain more back at the end. They have given us free lodgings there.
Okay.
It's not your fault that you didn't get to us in time. You didn't know where we were.
He just shakes his head.
Are you okay?
Yeah, you did freeze up when you saw that troll.
I have a history with trolls.
Anything you care to share, or two-person?
Maybe some other time. Just trolls aren't always as evil as they seem. He kind of just seems uncomfortable after saying that. But
Well, that one sure as hell was. And he deserved whatever he got.
he probably did. Call that enough time?
Yeah.
As he's walking out, after all, he kept picking on cracks.
You catch that comment and you're like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Yeah. I just close the door. Then I say,
You okay? We good?
We need to go to the Crimson Tankard Inn.
Who was this?
Just somebody I knew for a long time.
Somebody you knew.
I haven't seen them after 5 years.
It was that important that we came here first.
You had to check up on her.
Begin?
Yes.
This bitch
Can
is
we go
Asian.
now?
But we don't lead our direction. That's why she's saying that. You have to lead us. We don't know that.
oh, sorry. I thought you guys have already been there.
We have, but we don't just.
They have to know the city well enough to
Oh,
get back.
Yeah, we
sorry.
came out of a hole in the ground.
Sorry.
Uh-huh.
Yes. I take him back the
20. He's concealing something, but you don't know what.
Yeah, I take him back kind of the same way, and then
Yeah.
to the inn.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you guys arrive at the Crimson Tankard Inn, where the thieves quickly usher you inside and up to the third floor. Draven is there to meet you, and he's like, "Nice job.
Thank you.
I heard you even got one of the big guards on the inside."
You got in the way.
He was an asshole.
Well, those
Something about balls.
Yeah,
He keeps them a secret
yeah.
by
Nice.
letting them eat in the sewers.
Letting the trolls eat in the sewers.
Yeah, well, you know, an easy way to keep them fed is to feed them the beggars. The actual beggars, not the ones that are trying to steal from people.
Gotta stop
Well, why were we even there?
Something about a receipt.
What?
The Shadow Master made it plain you were the main reason they came for them.
Yeah, and I thought this was all you.
No,
This
you
was
guys
you.
were just bonus, apparently.
Collateral.
I didn't do anything.
You might want to watch out for your old guild master. He's
No.
out for you for some reason.
Guild master?
What do you mean? Has it out for me?
You know, the guy down in Stone Raven outside of Timmervin, he's the one who put the contract out on you.
Oh, really?
He asked the coin printers here to collect you so he could do the job himself, but let's just say he's still in transit.
Would I know?
Alright.
Would I know who his guild master is?
Absolutely know who his guild master is. Yep.
Okay, what's his name?
Sir, why was I there? Who the fuck is Vincent?
Apparently,
Victor?
apparently, you look like someone named Victor. We haven't figured that out yet. What is his name? I'm blanking on it. I have it. You know it.
We were told to let you know that it's not going to stop until that man has the receipt.
In fact, he's here. His name is Lord. I forgot.
Lord.
Vitrar.
A financier of the city. He's looking for you.
And I don't know why.
Can I roll insight?
Mhm.
11 plus 1, so 12.
Okay. What are you trying to determine with your insight?
If she actually doesn't like know why, or if she's lying about that
We
fact.
told her it has to do with the receipt.
Like when she says she doesn't know why they're after her, do I think she's lying?
Yeah, with the 12, she's not telling the truth. She knows why they're after her
Okay.
Well, I mean,
So then
now, for sure.
Alright, so then Yip says, "Well, I don't think that's quite right. Because a receipt generally implies something valuable. So what do you have that's valuable that the financier would go to all this trouble for?"
I don't have anything valuable, and it's not mine.
At this point, Draven has brought you into your estate room, essentially. And it's just kind of leaving you guys to clean
It's
up.
not yours. What's not yours?
Not mine.
Then there is something.
What's not yours?
He wants something of my mother's.
That you clearly have a receipt for.
That you know where it is or how to get it because he tortured you for information.
Yes.
People don't typically do that out of boredom. I'm sorry, I may want to rethink that. That's not always true either.
Yes.
What? Sometimes people do torture people for fun.
I mean, Cats is a hit musical.
So
you don't have.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie. This group was probably doomed from its very inception.
That's another thing. We're not the only group, apparently.
Does that surprise you?
Not
What Rhoda
really.
said to you in the forest. Expendables. The king doesn't care what happens to us because nobody does.
Apparently, we're a little better off. They were here looking for. What's it called?
The Black Hand of Lost Card.
Have we even established whether or not they exist?
Oh, they
Oh, they
exist.
Okay.
Apparently they
Vandal's stripping while he's talking to you guys
Okay.
and like cleaning his wound.
Mhm.
But we need to discuss.
Sun's
the-
out.
But we need to discuss if they're lead worth following up or not.
Well, it sounds like not a good idea to follow up on a meal prepared since the last group is what dead.
Dead. I'm assuming anyway. the very least, they probably won't see the sun come up tomorrow.
They were
Is there any other
also
secrets
very
this party
obvious.
has that isn't going to try and get me killed later?
Not here.
No,
Yeah, I hear something.
yours are here. Remember,
Oh,
yours. We have no idea where their limited reach are. Yep. Anything?
Uh,
Yeah, I think you might have to check with the DM.
Hallie, I'm assuming you're good. Or am I wrong?
I'm an open book.
That's never been true, but okay.
What are you talking about? I write everything down in my
Yes,
book.
and you close
It's
it whenever you're
usually
done.
open.
Mara at this point is kind of ignoring them and has gone to meditate. And just
You've noticed that Tempest is
Okay.
not
Vandal notices that
usual.
and shows a clear amount of disdain.
that I'm meditating?
Yes.
Okay.
Tempest is no longer her usual happy self. She's a
Is
lot
it because
more
I'm
By the way,
naked?
you
withdrawn.
succeeded.
You're not just gonna randomly hug me.
Oh, that's an old one.
Oh, is it an old one?
Yeah.
Okay.
well, she is missing 2 fingers.
Okay, so it's just the second one.
Yeah.
I guess he would because he looks directly at you. When you ask him that question, he kind of rubs back his neck a little bit.
So was there something that we should all know about so it doesn't kill us?
We're all acquaintances. They're not going to share their secrets.
That's my point.
Shall
I
we all
got
sit down?
interrogated for 2 days over stuff I didn't even try to keep secret.
Shall we have a sleepover and share?
We've already asked you questions and you refuse to share.
I was mostly telling the truth.
And that's my point.
But what about you? I was writing in that book, but we never sees it.
You never asked.
You've never asked.
She
Tell
merely
you.
writes the events that happen around.
And Talia will generally recap anything in her book for you. All you have to do is ask politely.
Vando has a point. We're all traveling together. We need to know if there's anything that we need to worry about.
Shit, I have my own stuff to worry about that I don't even fully understand myself.
We can't end up like that other party.
Well, I didn't even know that the receipt had any real value. It was the only thing that I had left of my mother.
When
But
we-
I don't have it with me.
Where is it?
Hidden?
But you know where.
Is it on your
Does
person?
anyone else
It's
know
not
where?
on my- No, no one knows where.
Is there anyone else this man would go after to get to it?
It's already gone after my father.
Then, if he's here, we're told the Shadow Master will cause enough of a distraction that he won't come after us while we do the job for him. And then I'm going to relay what the job was that the Shadow Master asked us to do about the guy.
The Muffin Man
Drury
on Drury
Lane.
Lane.
Druid.
the
I was
ma-
trying not to say the Muffin Man
Wait,
the
do-
The
whole
one
time.
who really killed the child?
Wait, do we know the Muffin Man?
The Muffin Man.
You mean the one who really
The
killed
Muffin
the
Man.
child?
I assume you guys would want to actually take 8 hours of rest before you go after.
Oh no, we're definitely resting.
Yeah. But we're talking.
Yep. And I'm fixing my room.
So I relay that. And then I'm like, perhaps when we're done with that, we should get out of the city as soon as possible. Unless anyone has any reason to stay here.
Oh, I love the environment and the decor.
Oh, you're paying attention now.
I was paying attention before.
I was just too busy to partake in the conversation.
It wasn't relevant.
To whom, you or the rest of us?
Anyway, I think we should do what was promised, and then at some point, I should probably go find that receipt.
find it.
Go get it.
We could help you.
I did tell the college that we would return as soon as we got our friends.
Why would we go back there?
I told them since we left that we would report and update. They can help us. They might have information on what the king was looking for.
Possibility.
I've already sent word to them. While we were on the way here. So,
This whole conversation is like popcorn for me.
so any other dark secrets we need to worry about?
Well, if you must know, lizard girls are kind of pretty okay.
What do you say?
Lizard girls are kind of pretty.
I got to agree with you there.
All right.
Shaming his king.
He's a draconian. He's half lizard anyway.
This is the room where we're staying for the night.
I'm a cold one. I'm quarter lizard by volume.
I go through and inspect my book.
I must apologize.
It's been clear that it has been disturbed once.
Is there? Okay, I
But
since
very
I,
carefully.
since I haven't seen a map on Port. Is there a dock?
No, there's a dock. Yep.
Okay, so I'm gonna go to the dock.
Hello?
I will let you guys know that I need to get a message out to my father. I need information on my father. And so I'm gonna go down to the docks.
Do you know how to get there?
Yes, she does. Now.
Okay.
Don't get robbed.
I asked Crux if there is a temple or a church.
Correct.
Or-
Just start laughing.
Any
Well, the crypt
Not
lord.
in this place. The only temple you got is a temple for the guild.
Maybe you should follow her. I'm assuming after she left, I'm saying this. Make sure she's okay. You know this place better than her.
He's also wanted. Yep. Can you keep an eye on her?
Can do.
So yeah, I'm going down to the docks to find out, when one of my ships would be in, so that I can get information.
Are you leaving right now?
He's probably
or
sitting
in a
on the
little
edge of
bit?
his bed. Because I'm assuming it's a
Um,
bunker.
I'm gonna leave as soon as possible.
Okay.
Was there something
Maybe
else you
something.
needed to do?
Yeah. We'll do it when we.
Are you surreptitiously following me, or are you going to tell me that you're going
No,
to?
I'm telling you, I'm going to follow you.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Well then,
But so I tell you, I gotta do something first. And you see Yip walk over to Roger and start talking to him.
In case you're wondering, the only person who touched the book was
Did you enjoy what you read?
And yes, I am
I
one of
found it
Enterprise.
interesting.
Okay.
I think I understood.
All
some
you
of it.
see is
Not all of it.
Tempest. All you see is
It
Yip
was
talking to
interesting
Roger
to
the
see what
fence,
happened to you over the last
who listens,
4 years.
nods, and he takes him up the back stairs. He opens the wall, and they go up the back stairs. That are there. He's gone for maybe 5
What
minutes.
happened
I think it might have
and
something
he-
to do with your mood shift.
Basically, comes back down. The only addition to his getup is a
Dang, I'm not rolling
red
that up.
bandana tied to his belt.
And then we'll talk after. We'll talk after about the implications.
Why, hello,
Okay.
Murphicus.
Oh, God. Mara will not find anybody here for that purpose.
Everybody's
Oh.
doing.
is that something that we'll have to deal with at the college?
Yeah, that'll definitely be later.
Oh,
Boom.
yeah.
There it is.
cat of the day.
All right, so the two of you head down to the dock. You get down there, you realize one of your company's ships is in port actively, unloading cargo. Then you recognize the captain.
Does the crew recognize her?
Most of the crew know, but the captain does.
Captain, have you heard from my father?
You all right?
I'll be all right. Have you heard from my father?
Your father, yeah, he gave me orders before I left port a fortnight ago.
Fortnight ago. Can you get him a message?
Seriously.
I'm heading back that way to refill from here.
Okay, I'm gonna write out a note for him to give to my father. So, is there any news from home?
Rude.
No, not much. Profits are coming in, and the payout bonuses are coming. Looks like they're going to be good. But that's really about all I've heard. Father was in good spirits when I left.
What? And you said you left a fortnight ago?
Right?
Thank you. And thank you for taking the message for me.
Anything for you, Tempest?
Okay, so I'm gonna go back because I don't wanna
And he takes it
worry
and you
the
see him,
crew.
like, he puts it inside, securely inside of his shirt. You don't notice anybody, like, watching you guys outside of a bunch of Crimson Shadows.
So I'm not gonna take up any more of his time. I just wanted to get a message to my father. So I turn around and I go, "Yep, we can go now."
Okay. And start leading you back to the city.
You guys make it back to the the inn without any incident. You go back upstairs. No one bothers you at all. No one pays you by any mind.
I'm gonna go to my room.
We're all in the same room.
Well, I'm gonna go to that room then.
And Draven is basically posted up as a guard outside your room. He's just kind of lounging in a chair nearby, but it's pretty clear that he's watching anybody coming in and out on this floor.
I'm
So-
just gonna sit in the corner.
So I still have my red bandana on, but I'm gonna go over to the bar on the second floor and just get something to eat and drink.
Okay.
And then I go to the room after that.
Something I'm gonna go over to Vandal.
He is furiously naked writing in his book.
Vandal.
He's furiously naked, right?
Furiously naked
He's furiously naked.
and writing in his book.
How do you be furiously?
I meant furiously writing in his book.
While
While
naked.
naked.
Wow, naked, right?
That's okay. I just like the concept of, like, I'm angry. Clothes
I'm
off.
angry naked.
So
I'm pretty sure that's how Stephen King.
His
wrote
whole
Carrie.
body quivered with rage.
Stop interrupting.
Sorry.
I asked Vandal. You were saying you can use time to teleport.
Not really. It's more a miscalculation within the teleportation may have accidentally pulled in time, which means that instead of being instant, what felt like a instant to you may have been more like a day or 3 or 10 or 1,000.
So we lost time.
It's a side effect of not actually casting the spell. When you're just going through the motions, knowing the spell is one thing, but being able to draw from the innate power needed to actually manifest that magic, that's a different story. And I don't know that even I could do that.
Kira didn't say anything about that. She just told us it would be the fastest way.
Who's Kira?
Someone we know from the college. We saw her at the tavern on the way here.
Would I know the legend of them?
Yeah. Particularly the region that you're from, you would know. After all, the burned out husk of the town you're living in is, depending on who you ask, either their fault or what's left is still standing there is because of them.
Oh, we weren't high fiving?
Oh yeah, we're high five.
Oh, okay.
Yes, you hear this part of the conversation.
It's coloring and thing.
Yes. Listen, I was just throwing lightning strikes, okay?
Right?
Yes. And about earlier, I have to apologize. For what? You and Mara. As I rounded the corner, prepared to attack, my foe was a familiar face in a way. You see, I spent many years under the capture of trolls.
Excuse me. That.
Ooh,
Wow, that must have been a horrific experience.
I learned much about them and about myself.
Hard lives usually do teach the best.
And you see, they do what they must to survive. Even now, these ones, they're being controlled and manipulated by others. It is a sad state. Monstrous though they seem, the world affects them just as it does us.
But they have an effect on the world.
They do.
Just as you do. Or
But-
Tempest, or Talia, or any one of us. Really. We have our own effects on the world. How we choose to use them that matters.
But I promise you, I'm looking at Mara also. I will not-
Mara's cleaning her equipment, as always.
When my companions are in danger, I will not freeze again. There is
It
a
worked
history
out for
there.
the best.
You took care of it quite handily. You sometimes draw power that I don't expect from you.
It happens from time to time. We all have things we struggle with.
I have to ask you one thing, though. You really don't know this Victor they're looking for.
I've never heard that name before, at least not in association with me. There was a Victor in the town we grew up in. I'm assuming they didn't confuse me with the excessively short and very rotund, balding 20-year-old.
I would think not. Well,
So, I have no idea why.
I will return shortly. I have to do my prayers.
Please take someone with you, even if they just stand there quiet.
I'll be transforming. I won't go far. And I do leave. I turn into a cat. Just go into somewhere where I know there's no temples or probably not a lot of greenery in Crimport, but I just go to do my nightly prayers.
You could do it near the ocean in the sand. By
If
the
it's close
docks.
by, but
You're
if
not
it's-
far from
if,
it.
If yeah, okay. If it's close by, then I will.
Okay.
But I turn into a cat to be
So Mirage
inconspicuous.
is hunted.
What did you say? Like, sorry, out of
Or-
curiosity.
I said, so Tempest is hunted. Mirage is sold out by his own guild. I like you, but he still strikes me as an idiot.
Shortly after that, Yip walks back into the room, and you notice the crimson bandana tied around his belt.
Did they know about that?
So in character, out of character.
Oh, that was absolutely in character.
Okay.
He asked you straight up. He,
Yeah.
he kind of looks at your bandana, looks straight at you, and is like, "Did they know about that?"
Yeah, I had to ask the guild master, the shadow master, for a favor.
That can't be good.
So you became a shadow thief.
Did I?
His agreement to give you the information you wanted was you would join the Crimson Shadows. It was a low level, and the only thing you were really required to do in return is, as you travel, send him information.
Okay. So did he give me information, or is this say if you give me information, I'll give you?
Oh no,
information
he
if I
straight
get
up
it?
told you where to go next to find what you're looking for.
I made a deal with the shadow master for some information. All I got to do in return is every now and then send him some letters as we travel around. You know,
Did you get what you needed to know?
I think I at least got a lead, which is a bit more than what I had before.
The lead on.
So
Is he getting noticeably uncomfortable while we're asking?
Yeah, the more you ask questions, the more comfortable he gets.
Yeah. Mirage, this is what we were talking about. Remember the secrets?
A lead on.
So Yip kind of turns around. Okay. Does me of familiarity with the thing? Does me talking about it cause anything to happen?
You will be unable to say the word of what it is that is compelling you. You will not be able to name the person you are working for, but you will fully be able to explain to them what it is you're looking for, and that you'll just term it as like it's a job I got to do type thing. Yeah.
Okay. So I can't say what I'm looking for or who did it to me, but I can say just in general what is up with it. What is up with the thing?
Right.
He can tell us what he's looking for, just not why, right?
You cannot reveal to them. You will not be able to physically reveal that you're being compelled.
Yeah, I would have to be able to tell them what I'm looking for because I pulled the Shadow Master.
Yeah.
So you see Yip turn around and kind of pull his cloak and shirt down, and on the back you see what looks like this dark kind of brand in this arcane-looking symbol. And it's not a brand like a burn, but it's a brand like it's pure black. It's always kind of...
Can't check it. You can make one.
Can I do?
Would you just know what it is? That symbol?
Oh, he has no idea.
Okay.
I do not know. I do not even know what ticket it is.
Krex would have probably seen it at some point in prison, but not. He would have thought of like a weird birthmark or some other kind of familial branding or scar or something.
17.
Okay. Basically, for the two of you, it's an arcane signature. Typically used on spells of controlling or giasses, things of that nature.
How long have you had that?
About 3 years now.
It's an interesting brand.
I was doing a job a little while ago. Standard breaking and entering, you know. Some client wanted some book from just high up guy.
As he's recounting this story, it sounds really familiar to you, Krex.
So anyways, it's going pretty good until, you know, I must have tripped some kind of alarm or something. The guy just appears out of nowhere, and he starts throwing, I don't know, like fire and lightning and all this other stuff. And
So you robbed a mage, or tried to?
I didn't know what he was at the time. I was just told he had this thing and someone wanted this other thing. But I as he was about to kill me, you know, I said, I'm not proud of it, but I begged for my life, you know?
As most would do.
So he told me if I got him a thing, he would let me go. And to make sure I did this thing for him, he put, you know, this thing on me. And he said if I went against him or I didn't get it would kill me.
Okay. And what do you have to get him?
A dragon egg.
A what?
Which you and who was with him in the room? It was you three, right? Together. You guys instantly recognized that from the first 5 years ago when he was asking around for the dragon egg in Velen.
A dragon's egg. You mean dragons that are been extinct?
You mean that ostrich egg that I caught you with?
Yeah. Sorry, real quick. Retcon. When I said 3 years, I meant 5 years. Yeah, I mean.
So where are you going to find a dragon's egg since dragons don't exist anymore?
Well, my parents always told me stories about the dragons they used to serve, and I mean they're kobolds. They can't
used to because they're dead.
But they're not kobolds. They're not that old. I mean, they're still gonna be around. His voice visibly cracks as he's like.
Vandal is rubbing his chest.
I mean, I'm sure you can find it under a rock somewhere.
What happened to the one you had?
That turned out to be an ostrich egg.
Oh
very easy to mistake, and like he's
Is it?
visually uncomfortable, and his voice is
Large,
cracking a lot.
ginormous, reptilian godlike.
But it's okay. It's okay. The Shadow Master gave me a lead.
Oh, he gave you a lead on a dragon's egg.
Yeah.
In the town of Athriel's Rest, to the northwest of where you are now.
North.
Solidly within the Dragornian Empire.
Solidly within the Dragornian Empire. Isn't that solidly within the mall?
No, it's technically outside the mall.
You said Athriel?
Athriel. Oh, which you, Dragon Lore Lady, recognize the name of.
I have finished cleaning my armor
So
and sword, and I stowed
for
them.
this one, we gotta go God knows where. To get God knows what.
We don't.
To stop people from trying to kill her and her family.
We don't
But
have
we
to
don't
go
know yet.
anywhere.
We
I
don't
can
know
have
yet.
it come to me.
I
You'll
did.
never tell. You, we have to go north and get a dragon's egg that probably doesn't exist from somewhere
It
that
exists.
none of us have ever been. For me, I have to figure out what happened to a fucking year of my life.
I'm not in the
For
room.
you, we have to go report to a college.
I never said
In
anything about
the
reporting to the
Other
college.
direction.
Why are you lumping me into this?
Because you both went to the college.
And oh, by the way, you still have to figure out who's trying to kill the king.
Me
Yeah.
anything?
Yeah.
Well, mine leads to that. I think. I'm not there though.
Yeah, you're not.
Also, remember, Vandal doesn't care who's trying to kill
This
him.
is
Yeah.
I actively told the king.
Yeah, Vandal doesn't give a shit about
So
that.
this is the first time that Mara talks in like I guess several hours. At the college. The cleric.
I'm not in the room.
She is.
At
Okay.
the college. The clerics. What do they study?
I don't understand.
I'm guessing religion.
More
Phelan is a cleric of Bahamut.
Are all the gods represented?
I mean, I'm sure that they could probably find somebody that could help you. I'm not going to say that they're always at the college because that's not how that works.
Are there any who study death magic?
Death magic. Isn't that how you got yourself in trouble to begin with?
She pointedly ignores Vandal.
As she has done since the day they reunited. Got it.
No.
There
She talks
are
to Vandal sometimes.
Oh, Vandal said exactly what he thinks.
there are people there that study death magic.
I think they're called necromancers.
It's not a necromancer that I need.
What are you looking for specifically?
Vandal is going to say that I am lying. But I sincerely am not sure.
What you need?
Not yet.
Then why are you looking for a death clip? There is something you're not sharing.
Why do you feel a death cleric will be of use?
Because it is what I am most familiar with. I think I need to make a confession to them. But I can't share more because I don't know how to explain. That's why I need to speak to them.
Are you having a crisis of faith?
I'm a failed paladin who worked as a mercenary.
I have seen you use your divine gifts. How are you a failed paladin?
You weren't there.
What?
You weren't there.
I wasn't where?
When I beheaded a man.
I'm not seeing a problem.
I wasn't even talking about that instance.
What were you talking about then?
Your body had disappeared when she tried to resurrect.
Okay,
Matthew.
then what happened? I'm sorry if I wasn't there.
You've
If
already been explained what happened when she tried to resurrect Matthew.
But how does that make her a failed paladin?
Because she was.
Excommunicated.
So your church doesn't believe in you, but your God still empowers you and gives you abilities.
When I was
Do you need mine?
excommunicated, I went out to the wilderness.
Sorry, Eric.
I didn't believe what the clerics and the others told me. And I made my oath, and nothing came.
Yet I've literally, a few hours ago, watched you wreathe a sword in holy flame and heal other people.
Yes.
You do know that most human beings can't do that.
Hence why I need to see a cleric.
I guess she doesn't know why her powers work.
Basically it.
That would make sense after all. Noted. I guess that makes sense. I mean, if you were excommunicated, technically you shouldn't be able to use your powers anymore.
Why? I think my disagreement here is the fact that you were excommunicated from an organization, not by your God. Or were you? Did your God somehow appear before you and tell you fuck off?
Fair question.
If they did not, then it sounds to me like the organization doesn't like you, and why do you care?
Because I need to know Vendel.
You need to know that your God believes in you.
I need to know Vendel. Even if you don't understand, it's important.
Sounds to me like I'm not the only one that doesn't understand. But do you? Apparently, according to Ren, we have to go to the college anyway.
So where are we going to first?
That's a great question. Apparently, somebody said something about Dowry Lane.
Going to sleep.
It's Drury Lane. because
Eventually,
that's where the
Ren comes
muffin
back,
is.
and you guys rest for the night.
Wait, the Muffin Man?
And in the morning, you're all of a sudden all level 4.
Nice.
And-
I would like to multi-class into Paladin.
I would like to take 10 levels in fighter.
10 levels of
10
fighter for
levels
1
in
level.
fighter.
Okay.
Level.
Okay.
You talked to Mara all night, and now you're thinking about paladins. Right?
And we will pick up our next session with you guys going after the fellow on Drury Lane.
Drury
Is he a
Lane.
muffin man?
Yeah, he's definitely a muffin man.